All right, hello. What is up, everybody? We are live. Thank you for tuning in to Big Blue Sports Podcast tonight. I'm your host, Lando Sportsman Noah. I got a very special guest in the house with me tonight. Very good friend of mine. Loves sports just as much as I do, if not a little more. Sir David himself. David, welcome to the show, sir.
Appreciate it. Glad to be here.
Yeah. So David was on the show before a couple of weeks ago. Surprise guest. They brought him back. Hell, why not?
It's a return, part 2.
But guys, we got a lot to get into tonight. We're gonna do a recap of all things good football from Saturday and Sunday to Monday, and then we'll also be giving you our predictions of what will happen for this coming week in NFL and college. Not every single game, of course, but we're gonna dial it down to the good ones, the important ones, And then we'll also talk a little bit about the MLB postseason that'll be coming up next week, and how the brackets are shaping up, and who we think will win it all. But hey guys, before we start, make sure you like this video, leave a comment down below, and as always, subscribe to your boy if you haven't already. Let's get into it. Here. So first thing we're going to start off with, we got a couple. Good amount of college football games that happened this Saturday. Some were close, some not so much. But I will say the game that everybody was talking about was excuse me. Let's see. Come about here. Okay, here we go. All right. So one of the first games that came up was Florida State and Clemson. That was a huge game because Florida State was ranked 4. Clemson, unfortunately, was not ranked because they haven't really got off to a great start this year. I don't know if you remember that they lost to Duke week 1. That was
terrible.
That was an embarrassment.
Terrible showing.
Jesus. Of course, then Clemson has bounced back, of course, but they were playing like some small school teams, just so they can feel better about themselves.
I guess. They can't compete in the ACC right now.
They're definitely not the same Clemson team like a couple years ago.
No, absolutely not.
Of course, Dabo Swinney, the head coach for Clemson, he's been very adamant about how he feels about the transfer portal. He hates it.
Yeah. He's got to get with the times, man. If you want to succeed,
yeah. This is a new era of football. Dabo, you got to get with the program.
Do it.
But ultimately, it's a big rivalry game. It did come down pretty close. Florida State won in overtime, 31-24. They did get out on Florida State pretty early. Both offenses were pretty stagnant in the first quarter, but in the second quarter, they both got it going. I do know that Florida State was able to. Well, Clemson was still leading after halftime, weren't they? Like just by 3 points.
Man, I watched 0 college football this weekend.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's all right, guys. It's okay. Look, David's a hardworking man, and he's a father too. He doesn't have much free time as he wants to,
Oh, I was chilling, man. I watched NFL. I didn't watch a lot of college, but.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into a lot of NFL for sure.
Clemson ain't it. Clemson's got 2 losses already.
Yeah.
They're not gonna.
They'll probably just be competing for a bowl game this year, honestly.
Yeah, they'll get one, but they're not gonna make the playoff. Not even sniff the playoff.
Yeah, this game was played at Clemson too, at Death Valley as they call it.
Yeah. Well, I know you were probably cheering for Clemson because FSU beat LSU.
They did, yes. I did want Clemson to win, but unfortunately in my college pick'em, I did pick Florida State, so I did want Florida State to win.
Okay.
Because I'm like, man. This past week of college pick'em, all 10 of those games were so hard. I lost 4 games. It's out of 10, so I only won 6 out of 10. Those games are tough last week, guys.
That's better than 50%, though.
It is. It's 60%. We'll take it.
That's good.
But yeah, so Florida State did wind up beating Clemson at home. It was a good game overall. I got to watch most of the second half, and Clemson was putting up a fight. Their defense was playing well. Their offense got going a little late. However, what's crazy, though, Clemson did have a chance to win the game, but their kicker missed a 30-something yard field goal that would have got them the lead. And I'm like, bro, man, It was a horrible day for kickers that Saturday in college football.
It was also a great day for kickers, though. Didn't the Missouri kicker get like
Well,
a
that was
60
last week.
Oh, was it? I'm
Yes.
tripping then. Yeah, it's a bad day for kickers.
Yeah,
Saturday.
last week it was a great week for kickers. This past week, not so much.
Not so much. Not so much.
Yeah, so Florida State took over on downs, and they were able to drive down the field.
How far could you kick a field goal?
How far could I kick a field goal?
Yeah, could you kick like a 30-yarder?
If you gave me like maybe 2 or 3 Michelobs, I could probably do it. If I was
and make it even after the Michelobs?
I mean, I don't know if I can make it, but I could probably come pretty close. I can at least kick a 30-yard field goal, guys.
Shit,
But anything beyond that, probably not.
I probably couldn't kick an extra point, to be honest.
Extra points from the 20. It's from the 25.
Yeah, they actually moved it back, right? It
Yeah,
used to be
because apparently it was too easy. Apparently, so they moved it back. Originally, it was on like the 10-yard line or something like that. Now it's all the way back at like the 20 or 25.
Yeah, I couldn't do that shit.
Yeah, I couldn't make an extra point, but I can promise you I can make at least a 30-yard field goal. Now, anything beyond that, probably not. David, how far do you think you can kick a field goal from?
I couldn't kick a PAT, dude.
Well, PAT is a 25-yard line.
I couldn't do it.
So what about a 20-yarder? You think you could do a 20-yarder?
How many tries do I get?
Let's say 3.
Nah, I don't think I could.
Damn.
I
could say you at least make 1. At least 1 out of the 3.
I don't know, man.
Like, it don't have to be pretty. Like, it could be just like, it could go like and just barely go over the thing, or it could bounce in.
I think I can make a 20-yard. I don't think I'm giving myself enough credit. But it has to be like me in an empty field. If you put a crowd there at like a college football game, there's 0% chance I'm making that. Although the adrenaline might allow me to kick it further, I don't know. But
okay. Oh, Rusty Rimmer, thank you for joining the show. He typed in the chat, Graham, typing your last name.
that's the go right there. That's the go.
Oh man, Rusty, thanks for joining the show, man. We really appreciate it. But we got chat. Let me know. Do you think you can kick a 30-yard field goal if you given 3 tries? 3 tries. Do you honestly believe you could kick a 30-yard field goal?
No shot. Rusty could. I know he could. He plays soccer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you have like any soccer background, I think it would definitely help out a lot.
Yes.
You're used to kicking a lot of balls.
I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Oh well. But anyway, so after he missed the field goal, Florida State drove down the field and they were able to kick a tying field goal, made it 24-24 because it was it was 24-21. They were down by 3. So they drove down the field, kicked the field goal, tied it up, and then went into overtime. And then Florida State got the ball first in overtime. They scored in like less than 2 plays, thanks to Keon Coleman, who's like a 6'4" wide receiver.
Jeez.
It was a mismatch in the making. Literally, when he caught the touchdown, he literally just turned his head back like this, and he just put his hands, like jumped up and put his hands up, and he caught it easily. Like there was no contest, nothing.
I think FSU is a lock for the playoffs, man.
I do believe so. They will definitely finish in the top 5 for sure. I'll give them their credit. They definitely seem like a much better team than I gave them credit for. Mainly because they have a lot of players on their team that have been on that team for a while.
Yeah.
Like Jordan Travis, he's like a 6-year senior or something like that.
Dude, he feels like he's like 30.
Yeah. So look, the oldest player in college football is 34 years old, and he's an Australian kicker.
Are you saying I still got a chance? I'm 32. I got a couple more.
Hey,
kicks.
David, you got a chance, man.
Let's go kicking 30-yard field goals and PATs, man.
Yeah. So do you want to kick like the Australians do?
Yeah.
What they do is they hold the football and they just drop it immediately. Or sometimes they'll do like a drop kick or whatever.
Jeez.
They do a lot of those. Now, of course, no NFL punter does that. NFL punters, what they do, they just do like a typical one where they just hold it and just let it fall and just kick it with all their might. I got to tell you, man, a lot of those NFL, it actually takes quite skill to be an NFL punter. Like, no lie, because especially like if you're like just far out of field goal range, you got to learn how, okay, I can't kick it too hard, but if I kick it this right amount, it won't go as far.
Oh, dude, it's great. You ever play? That reminds me of those games in those mini games for Madden where you do like a call.
Oh, I know what you're talking
dude,
about.
those were the best.
Man.
Those
They
were
were,
the
look, I
fucking
struggled so
best.
hard. I struggled so hard when I first did it. Of course, this was like Madden 08 when I was a little bitty kid. I'm like, bro, what the hell? Why am I doing these Madden punt drills?
But they're so fun though.
They are. And look, when I got older, like say like Madden 19 or Madden 20, I had to do it. I did it again for some reason. I forget what it was, and then I got better at it because I'm like, okay, I can just do this, and then and then bam.
Yeah, the coffin corners, and they have bullseyes, and the closer you get, the greater score you got. It's like archery, but with punts.
Yeah,
it's
it was like color coded rings or something, like blue, red, awesome. Yellow. Yeah. No, I mean, dude, that was great, man. I wish I would have appreciated when I was younger.
Right. Now the Madden games are ass too, so it's like
I was this close to buying Madden 24 the other day, and I told myself, no, this is a horrible.
Just wait, man. Wait till they're gonna have a sale after Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
they always do.
Yeah,
half the price.
I literally watched gameplay for Madden 24 go, and it's literally just looks like Madden 23. Like nothing's different.
That's it.
Oh man! Instead, I just played nothing but MLB The Show.
There you go. There you go.
Yep. Yeah. So Florida State remains. Florida State's still in the top 5. They actually went up to number 4.
Who did? Florida State.
Yeah. So Florida State is 4. Texas is number 3. Can you believe that?
I mean, that's what happens when you beat Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that was a big win.
Don't ride that wave until week 10 or 11.
So, did you watch the game when they played Alabama?
I did watch that one, yes.
This is the first time I've seen Alabama struggle when they don't have a quarterback.
They don't have a QB, man. They don't have a QB.
And that's so crazy because they always prepare themselves for one. I mean, they had Tua, then they had Jalen Hurts, and then they had Bryce Young. And it's like, damn, they didn't prepare nothing after him.
Nothing.
I mean, against South Florida, they tried out 2 different quarterbacks, and they were both crap.
Yeah,
they were both shit.
They struggled, yeah.
Because he wanted to bench Milroe because he didn't like how Milroe played in the Texas game. Which, I mean, yeah, he did turn the ball over a couple times. But, I mean, Alabama's secondary got torched in that game.
I think they'll go back to that kid, though. The kid against Texas. You kind of have to, right?
Especially he actually started against Ole Miss.
Yeah. So.
Which he actually played pretty good against Ole Miss. And I picked Ole Miss to beat him too because I'm like, damn, they don't have a quarterback. Their offense is going to struggle. Ole Miss is going to do their thing. No, I mean they went up in there. Alabama said
hindsight's 20/20, but I mean Lane Kiffin came from the Saban tree.
Yeah,
you can't bet against that.
Yeah, I should have known better.
Should have known better, man.
Yeah, I mean it was close for a little minute, but what happened in that game with Ole Miss and Alabama? Ole Miss just committed so many penalties, bro. Like, there was one offensive drive they had. They literally committed, 4 offensive penalties in a row. You can't win football games like that. You really can't.
That's a Lane Kiffin coach team right there, man.
Yeah. I mean, literally 2 times in a row they got called for holding. And the first one was just it was a little ticky-tack, The second one was my God, it was blatantly obvious. The tight end for Ole Miss was literally giving this guy a bear hug, bro.
Jeez.
Literally, well, I can't really hear. Let me put this down real quick. So he's trying to guard for his runner or block for his runner. He's literally holding the dude like this, running to the side, and he's just hugging him almost. And I'm like, bro, you could not make that more blatantly obvious.
Can't do that.
You can't do that. You cannot do that.
What do you think about Ohio State? I'm sure they're on the list to talk about. Big game, right? They played Notre Dame.
Yes, that was going to be another game to talk about. Yeah.
Do you think Ohio State's legit?
Honestly, after watching them play against Notre Dame, their defense is a lot better than I gave them credit for. Because I did know their offense was great because they have a Suns legend on their team who played in the National Football League, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
His dad, Marvin Harrison Sr., is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, regarded as one of the best receivers of all time. He's in the top 15 for sure, but not top 10. But Marvin Harrison was a great receiver, but you got to think about so many of the wide receivers that played in the National Football League. There's so much, man. Of course, it's always been a debate on who the best wide receiver is. It's Randy, Terrell Owens, or Jerry Rice. A lot of people will say Jerry. A lot of people will say Randy. But Randy was just very entertaining. Like, he was exciting. Jerry just played for a really long time. Like, he had a 25-year career.
It's like Emmitt Smith.
Yep. I mean, and Emmitt Smith, he's the all-time leading rusher in the National Football League because he played
forever.
Yeah, he played a really long time. He finished his career with the Cardinals, which was weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
But he only played like 2 seasons with the Cardinals and he retired.
I don't think Ohio State's legit.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
What makes you say that, David?
Just my tenderloins. My gut's telling me they're not real.
I mean, I guess I could see that.
They don't have the same Ohio State feel of years past. I really do think that this
year. Do you think
year,
it's their offense or their defense?
Yeah,
it's
their offense. It's their offense.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think that they can compete with the top 2-3 teams. But I do feel like this year in college football is wide open, more wide open than it's been in the past.
I do know Ohio State did move up to number 5. I do know that.
It's good. I mean, we know how this is going to go. And we talked about this last time with college football. Why I can't get into it is we know how it's going to go. It's going to go. Georgia's going to make it. You're going to have.
They've been at number 1 for the past 4 weeks in a row.
They're in. And there's only 4 teams that make it into the playoffs.
Yeah, and next year they'll start the new college playoff system.
So that might be better. But you've got. Well, we'll see. It'll probably go through the same path. But you're going to have 1 of 4 already established.
Yeah.
The next 9 weeks don't matter.
Yeah.
They don't. I mean, we could talk about all day how they do. Maybe they're exciting to the fan bases and to different college football fans, yes. But Georgia's in, regardless.
Yeah.
So now there's only 3 teams left. It's going to come down to Michigan and
Ohio
State.
Michigan's number 2.
Well, Michigan and Ohio State play each other every year, right?
Correct. It's usually the last game of the year.
So whoever wins that's the second team in.
Yeah.
Florida State, we just said they're not going to lose. They're pretty much a lock.
And then,
nobody in the ACC is going to beat them. If they get upset, then great, and they still have an argument because they beat LSU.
Yeah.
So that's 3 out of 4 teams, and the last team probably going to be USC or Texas.
Yeah. So right now it's currently Georgia's number 1, Michigan's 2, Texas is 3, and then Florida State is 4.
So what are the next 8 games going to establish? Seeding?
I guess so. I mean,
that's, and I'm not knocking college football at all. I'm not.
Yeah.
That's just it's year in and year out. Like everybody talks about the NFL script.
Mm-hmm.
The college is way more predictable. It's those 4 every time. Just replace Georgia with Alabama before Georgia was powerhouse.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean it's because they've been advocating for so long to add more teams to the college football playoff, and next year they'll finally get their wish.
There has to be more parity, right? Like there has to be more good teams.
Yeah. I mean, basically the goal. There's
got to be, or it's going to get stale and boring.
Yeah, because
you got the same.
You're right.
5
because a lot of times people are going to
year.
get bored of seeing like Georgia in it every year, Alabama, Michigan, like all those teams. You're right. So they're hoping that the 12 playoff thing will be more exciting because you're adding more teams from like different divisions or different conferences. Excuse me.
Yeah, give me a fucking Boise State from back in the day.
Yeah, they're the only team in college football that has a blue field.
That's great. That's great. Like college football needs that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why Deion is such a big lightning rod right now, just because of who Deion is, but also because he's changing the game in college.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of it, but it's going to get eyeballs because it's different, it's new, it's exciting. It's like it's just that's my biggest thing with college. The same 4 or 5 teams. Like, but to that point though. Like LSU and those different pockets of those schools, they're probably all in on it because it's more passionate,
mm-hmm.
when you support a college. And the product on its field is an entirely different game. So I understand the appeal. It's just, to me, so predictable.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it really just depends on which conference you're in. I mean, obviously, a lot of SEC teams dominate, every year. ACC, Pac-12, Big Ten.
Well, you got now you have the conference realignment, right?
Yeah.
So the rivalries are going to be kind of non-existent.
Yeah, that's another thing that's kind of ruining college football a little bit is, well, I say a little bit, it probably could be a lot. I mean, there's actually a lot of universities that are wanting to switch over to different conferences because, They want to get recognized.
You're gonna have 4 conferences. That's it.
Yeah,
You know?
because Texas and Oklahoma will be joining the SEC next year.
There you go.
And I personally thought that Texas would struggle in the SEC, but after watching them play against Alabama, I do believe they can hang.
Yeah, they for sure can.
Now Oklahoma, I'm not so sure about Oklahoma.
Yeah, who knows?
I mean Oklahoma has won every game so far this year.
They're both going to SEC.
Yes.
What the fuck is Oklahoma doing in the SEC?
Honestly,
What the fuck is Texas doing in the SEC?
well, Texas was in the they were in the Pac-12. Yeah, they were in the Pac-12, and now their university wanted to move over to SEC because their athletic director was like, "Hey, we believe we can hang with any team in the SEC, so we want to join this conference, and plus they want to get more TV brand deals."
I understand why they're doing it, of course. Like, but it's not. It's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah. I mean, I do believe Texas can hang in the SEC after watching how they play. But the only thing is, you got to understand.
It just doesn't feel right, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like they don't feel like an SEC school.
Yeah,
Just like Texas A&M doesn't feel like an SEC school, and they've been in SEC for years now.
Yeah, since 2012.
They don't. Do they feel like a SEC school to you? Because when I think SEC, I think LSU, Georgia, Florida.
Yeah, usually like Power 5 universities. Yeah. Yeah, I mean
Texas A&M been in the SEC for 10 years, 11 years now.
Yeah.
And they still don't feel like an SEC member.
Yeah, I mean Jimbo Fisher hasn't been really doing well for the A&M program for the last couple of years now.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, A&M really hasn't been that fantastic since the Johnny Manziel days.
That's right.
We all know how Johnny football turned out to be. And that's when they also had Mike Evans on their squad too. And Mike Evans is killing it in the NFL right now.
Sure is.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I don't believe Oklahoma will do well in the SEC. I don't believe they'll do well at all. I don't think they can. I don't think they'll be able to pull the talent that is required to play in that conference. Because you gotta pull some good talent if you want to play in that conference, man. Well, unless except if you're Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's only in the SEC because, well, academic reasons. It costs a lot to go to that school, but their school produces like the most highest, like high academic standards. Like a lot of students graduate from there.
Yeah.
But there's actually he actually just retired. He actually just retired, but there was a quarterback and he played at Vanderbilt. He just retired. You know who it is?
Jay Cutler.
You're right. Jay Cutler. My man. We love that. David got it right on the spot, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, Jay Cutler played at Vanderbilt. He was okay at Vanderbilt, and he was okay in the NFL.
Fair.
Chewy. Sorry, my little dog just came in. He's curious. Yeah, but I don't know. Do you think Oklahoma can make it, David?
In a 12-team playoff, sure, yeah.
Yeah, that might be their best bet, honestly.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's like
we're just like, how would they do in the SEC overall?
They'll do fine because it's still a big enough school. You know, they'll be. I think it's going to help them with recruiting because you can play against the top competition. You know, you're going to play against the Alabamas, the LSU's. That's really where it's at. But I don't. It really should, like, at this point, just go to like 2 conferences. Yeah. Just do a fucking NFL style.
Ultimately, it probably could come down to that.
Right? Because everybody's joining the same 2 or 3 anyway.
Colorado's moving out of their conference as well.
Everybody's moving everywhere. Just go to 2 conferences. Just be the feeder system into the NFL you want to be. Yeah. And just go keep your same rules and different clock management and shit. Yeah. But just go to 2 conferences and have your Super Bowl, your national championship.
I do believe eventually they will come to that. I mean, it would be smart. But the only thing is you would have to get all the athletic directors from all these universities to come together and just be like, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. Let's get this done.
And they won't because of money at the end of the day. But Oklahoma will be fine, and it's also, too, not just football. Obviously, that's the breadwinner and the moneymaker for a lot of these schools. But you got other baseball programs, gymnastics, basketball programs, and they all can compete. Those schools are all kind of good at each of those.
Right.
So
yeah, Texas has a good basketball program. So does Oklahoma.
Yeah, they both do. I mean, Trae Young went to Oklahoma. Texas had Mo Bamba, top 10 pick. They got Shaka Smart. So they'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. We love that. Basketball season is actually coming up very soon, y'all. NBA and college. I think when is this? Does it start in not December? Huh? Does it start in January, or does it start in November?
I think it starts sooner than that. Yeah, it starts.
Sorry, it starts sometime in October, doesn't it?
Yeah, it'll start soon. I think a couple weeks.
Yeah, October, I think it is. Yeah, guys, and then so Alabama actually they won 20-10. It was kind of back and forth game, but Alabama's defense was able to hold. Like I said, Ole Miss killed themselves with penalties, and Jackson Dart, the Ole Miss quarterback, he wasn't making too many good reads. Turned the ball over twice. So, yeah, it was winner chicken dinner there. And then, guys, the game that everybody was talking about because we love Coach Prime. Colorado and Oregon. My goodness. The game was so bad, fans were leaving before the third quarter even started.
Good. Good.
David, you seem like you have something you want to say.
No, not really. I mean, look, good for him. He's doing well. He's getting a lot of eyeballs on Colorado. He's getting a lot of eyeballs on his players. He's getting a lot of eyeballs on the players that play his players. So all that's good. But
he knows how to sell it. Like he sells it really well.
And that's what it is. It's a show. It's the Harlem Globetrotters. I don't think anybody takes him seriously as a coach or as a program. I
do believe he knows what he's doing. Like, Deion knows what he's doing.
I don't think he does, man. I don't think he does. I think that he's a rah-rah, like, I'm going to pump you up and get you ready to play. But I don't think he's doing any coaching in practice, and I don't think he's doing any play calling. I could be completely wrong.
I know he doesn't do any play calling for sure.
Yeah, so I don't think he does shit.
Yeah, he leaves everything up to his OC and his DC.
He's a motivator. He's a rah-rah type of guy. And you can get young athletes like that. And, you got to be able to motivate him and get him to run through a wall for you and all that shit. I understand that. He's good at that, but he's not a coach.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I don't think he's going to outcoach anybody.
Yeah, I mean,
dude, they almost got beat by Colorado State.
Because I'm honestly surprised they won that game, honestly.
Yeah, they got outplayed in every sense of the word.
Yeah, the only reason why they won that game, honestly, is because Colorado State was just committing way too many penalties late in the game.
Yeah.
That pretty much helped Colorado.
And credit to Deion, but his best assets are the ability to market and get eyeballs on his team, his players, and he's built a good coaching staff with strong pedigree.
But yeah, like you said, you do need to be more than just a motivator if you want to be a head coach. You gotta know the schemes. You gotta know what good your players are and what positions. But I knew this was gonna happen. Oregon is a Power 5 school, and they.
This is gonna happen to USC, bro. USC's gonna spank them too.
Yeah, I'm like, and they play USC this week, and I'm like, bro, the same thing's gonna happen again.
Good.
And everybody's gonna be like, oh, Deion's getting exposed, which, in all fairness,
he is what he is. He is what he is, Like, he's built a good coaching staff. He's got eyeballs on his program, but you can't really expect much out of him, in my opinion.
Yeah, but guys, by the way, the final score was 42-6.
Come on.
Shedeur Sanders didn't even have 200 yards of pass, and he only had 159 total. Literally every time Oregon got the ball, it was literally Bo Nix.
Not great.
Yeah, like their defense, like Colorado's defense was nothing. It was bad. And then they got, like I said, they got to play USC this week. USC is ranked in the top 10, and well, we're going to get exposed on national television again.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
I mean, Dion says we're going to make huge adjustments and we'll be better prepared for next week. Honestly, I think that's just a crock of shit.
I don't know what they could do.
I really don't. Like you said, I don't really. What can they do? I mean, you're going up against a team that's ranked in the top 10. USC, I think, is ranked 8. They're ranked number 8. And their offense with Caleb Williams, they have scored 36 points per game so far this year. That's the most in college football right now. And you've got to go up against that.
I just go with the vibes, man. My tenderloins are telling me they're a fraud. They're frauds.
Hey, look, man.
They're frauds, bro.
Yeah. I mean, look, if they get blown up, if they get blown up by USC this week, I probably will call them that too. But I mean, look.
So you like them? You think they're good?
Well, I mean, I think they were good for their first 2 games that they played, but I knew from the get-go, when I saw Oregon and USC on the schedule, I'm like, they're not going to beat these.
How many wins do you think they finish with? They're 2-1 right now?
They're 2-1.
You think they get to a bowl game? You think they go 500?
I'm going to say they win at least 5 games.
So probably 5-7.
Yeah. I don't see them winning 6.
So what the fuck?
Everybody just loves the Dion hype, bro.
I don't get it.
Yeah, it's just because.
But that's the point I was making earlier, right?
Yeah.
Because it's so different.
Mm-hmm.
They're not a good team. It's like college football is craving something new.
Yeah.
Because it's the same basic shit every year, the same 4 teams. You're going to get your Georgia or Alabama. That's it. You're going to get a second SEC team. You're going to get your Pac-12 team or whatever it's called now. And you're going to get your ACC champion. And this year it's going to be Georgia, Florida State. Who's the third one? It's not Ohio State or Michigan, whoever wins that game.
Yeah, and then
they're going to talk for 3 weeks about who should get the last spot.
Yeah.
Every year, every single year. So why should I pay attention to the next 7-8 weeks of schedules unless you're actually a fan, of those schools or elsewhere?
Yeah. I really do hope that Texas can keep up their momentum, though. I hope they can stay at number 3 or at least move up. But
it'd be great. It'd be great if they can get somebody new in there.
Yeah, because I mean, Alabama's already suffered 1 loss, and they could possibly suffer another, whether it be from us or a different team. Who knows? But
if they don't, then they're going to get in.
Yeah, they'll get in one way or another. But it would be crazy if they allowed a 1-loss team into the playoff when all the top 4 teams have not lost yet. But, that still remains to be seen because there's still 8 weeks left of college football. So
yeah.
So we'll see what happens, y'all. I did watch Utah and UCLA. That was another game on our card this past weekend. That was actually the lowest scoring game this weekend. Utah won 14-7.
Against who?
UCLA. Utah was ranked 10.
I mean, come on, bro. You want me to talk about Utah and UCLA 14-7 game? No comment.
Well, I mean, I was just bringing it up because they're a top 10 team.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I just thought it was crazy. I mean, Utah's offense is actually performed pretty well the first couple of weeks of the season, and they only scored 2 touchdowns throughout the whole game. I'm like, bro, how? Like, you're a top 10 team, and UCLA's not even ranked. I just thought it was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they play, right?
Yeah.
You never know, and some teams match up differently with other teams. I think at this point of the year, everybody has that just survive mentality, and once you get into those conference games, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Look at Florida State and Boston College. Boston College almost pulled it out last week.
They did.
Boston College.
That was the red handkerchief game or something like that.
Whatever they call it, dude. That hero and
that he died in the 9/11 attacks, being a hero.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. They usually always play so hard because they're extra motivated, but it's just for that game,
Yeah.
But Boston College almost won. Just unfortunately.
But same thing, same concept with like UCLA and Utah or whoever. Like once those conference games start, you never know what's going to happen, and just kind of just do what you can to win.
Yeah, of course Texas played a Baylor. That wasn't even close. Texas won 38-6. Ridiculous. And of course LSU played against Arkansas. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I really don't know how LSU won this game. I really don't.
I thought they were good. Didn't they like crush the second half?
Yeah, their offense got going, but man, the defense was putrid.
It's all right. It's Arkansas. It's the same concept. You know, you're on the road, right? Or were they at home? They were on the road, right?
Yeah, LSU was at LSU. So
was it?
Baton Rouge, yeah.
Oh.
So what happened? Like we were up by 2 scores at one point. Defense was playing great, and then all of a sudden, KJ Jefferson, he's 6'6", 245 pounds, Arkansas quarterback. He just started piling drive motherfuckers.
Great.
It was insane. He ran over linebacker Burns, number 8, like twice, and you know this dude wants to not KJ but Burns. He wants to get up like he actually did something. Motherfucker, you didn't do nothing. You got knocked flat on your ass twice by the quarterback, and you.
They'll be all right, man.
Yeah, you got called for 2 holding penalties as well.
They'll be all right.
He's not a good coverage linebacker. He's really not.
They'll be all right. They'll be fine.
Their secondary got torched bad, David. It was bad. Like they gave up like they had Arkansas 3rd and long twice. And all they needed to do was it was like one was 3rd and 18, and another one was like 3rd and 12. And Arkansas scored touchdowns on both of those plays.
Not great.
No.
You're not going to win a championship playing like that.
No. And
their schedule's super easy too, right? I feel like LSU avoids don't they avoid Georgia this year?
They're not playing Georgia this year. Yeah.
And they play Alabama. That's it, right?
Yeah. So their next game is Ole Miss. I do believe we could beat Ole Miss, and then they got Army.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's actually the first time the school's playing Army.
That vaunted Army Knights, Black Knights.
Yeah, the Army Black Knights. Yeah.
Man.
And then after that, I think they have like a week off, and then they play. Then they'll play Alabama.
So you got 2 weeks to prepare for Alabama.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's great. They're in a good spot still.
Yeah.
I mean, you're telling me if LSU runs the table, they're not going to be in the conversation?
Yeah. I mean, look, if LSU does win out the rest of their games, they definitely can play for the SEC championship game against Georgia again. I would love to see that, honestly.
I mean, they'll get Georgia. We said earlier, it's wide open.
Yeah. Because honestly, Georgia
they just need to expand the playoffs.
Georgia's the only team in the SEC that hasn't lost yet. All the other teams in the SEC have at least one loss.
Georgia's just different, though, man.
Bro, they Kirby Smart and his crew, they do such a great job recruiting, man. They really do.
What do you think they're doing differently?
Well, I think it's because they've been in the national championship for it feels like last 3-4 years now.
I think their defense is just so crazy that it's just
like it's like they made a name for themselves, and because of that, you know, so many athletes want to go and play for this program.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like, you know.
I think that they're like there's somebody running there's like some there's some shade under the table. I think they're selling some women there. You know what I mean? I think they're like, you come here, and I'm sure that happens everywhere.
Yeah.
But I think that's really happening.
Well, actually,
in Georgia.
it's funny that you say that because.
Are you selling women? You know.
No, I'm not selling women.
Oh.
I'm not selling women. Don't do that. Please don't ever do that.
It's wrong.
It's absolutely wrong.
Unless you're trying to win a national championship, then.
Yeah, just don't let anybody know about it. No, I'm just kidding. Don't ever do it.
I just think it's weird. Like
Yeah.
I look back on that Jalen Carter thing, right? Tragic situation, tragic scene.
Mm.
There was a woman with him who was supposed to be like the handler, you know? she obviously didn't do a great job, but I get it. You just won national championship, you want to party. It's an unfortunate night. But
was that the player that got into a car accident?
Yeah, Jalen Carter went like 8th overall, and his teammate died that night street racing. But there was like a woman there that was driving the vehicle as well. Wow. I think that they have like 50
I didn't really look at
50 to 100 women that they're just like, you just take your pick of women here, you know?
Yeah. Well, no, it's crazy. So
that's my theory.
In the SEC, out of all the SEC schools, Georgia's attendance is highly women.
There you go.
It's crazy.
There you go. We got it solved.
I've never been on Georgia's campus, y'all. I've only seen pictures and videos of it. It does look nice, and I ain't gonna lie. When they showed the video that one time, they did look like they got some baddies over there.
There you go.
And hey, man, you're probably right, David. They could probably,
I know it.
Add some extra incentive, No, I mean, but I truly believe it's because Georgia has established themselves very well, and Kirby Smart knows how to pick out the right players. I believe that's how they always end up so successful.
That's the thing too. Like on a real note, like I think every school, if I was running a program, I would focus and try to be dominant at one position, and just get the best players from that position to come to my school.
Okay.
Right, like defensive line, like what they say about LSU. Is it like wide receiver U or some shit that they make up about themselves? Because like Odell Beckham went there.
Yeah, because
Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. So if I'm LSU, I'm recruiting the top 5 receivers year in and year out, and I'm building off of that, and that's my identity.
And that's what Georgia's best known for is their defense. They try the best defensive line that they can.
Right. So I would just hammer that and keep going after that. I would keep saying, you could be the next one in this long line of talented defensive linemen or defensive backs, whatever it may be.
They've also done great in bringing in good running backs as well. I mean, obviously they had Nick Chubb and who's that other guy? He just got drafted like this year and a year ago. Fuck. I forget what team he plays for, but I know he
got drafted this year.
Yes, not this year, but the year before. It's not Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs played somewhere else.
I thought he went to Alabama, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah. What?
I don't know.
Oh wait, no. Bijan went to Texas. I was gonna say Bijan Robinson, but he went to Texas.
Yeah.
For Rosa Begum, hey, thanks for joining the show.
What's up, brother? No, I don't know.
Hey, thanks for joining the show, man. Greatly appreciate it. He just typed in the letter P.
P. My man's pushing P.
Oh man. Penn State's another top team that's in there. They're ranked 6.
We'll see. I don't know about them, man.
Yeah.
My buddy texted me, said they're gonna win it all. He said they're gonna come out of the Big Ten. If that, like with Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. I feel like they always come up short though. They're always like right there.
Yeah. And usually last year's big game, they were right there, but they just couldn't convert. Like they got the touchdown they needed, like they got the lead, but their defense couldn't close it out to help them win.
It's all about like timing, and they're at a disadvantage because if you have Penn State, Michigan, and Ohio State, and they all beat up on each other, right? Where they each have 1 loss. Mm-hmm. And then you have that happen in the SEC. The SEC gets rated so much higher. Like if it's LSU, Alabama, and Florida, and they all beat each other, and that's their only loss, the 3 from the SEC will be ranked higher than the 3 from the Big Ten every time. It just doesn't make sense to me that that's possible. If it's just standalone. Like those are the first 3 weeks of the season are just those 3 teams playing against each other. That's the tough part, right? So Penn State, you almost have to go undefeated in that conference.
You have to, yeah. They do. I know they do play Ohio State or Notre Dame. I do know they play one of them.
If you lose, you're out.
Yeah.
In that
conference. You're gonna if you do play them, you're gonna have to win those. You got to.
You don't have the luxury, and they also don't have a championship game anymore, or ever, right? I don't think there's like a. Do they have a championship game?
I think it used to be like
I think they have a regular season champion, and that's it.
Yeah, I think it used to be like the Pac-10 championship or something like that, but not anymore.
Yeah, it's over. You got to go undefeated. So
it is what it is. But yeah, guys, and then of course, quick rundown: the Notre Dame and Ohio State game was fantastic. First 2 quarters, both teams were scoreless.
Does not sound fantastic.
No, it was a defensive battle for like the first 2 quarters, and we were just changing it like back and forth because like, man, this is boring. Like none of the offense we get going. But in the second half, it was Notre Dame. Notre Dame did really well in the third quarter. And then
what did that old guy say about Ohio State? What, Lou Holtz? Did he say something like Ohio State ain't it or some shit like that?
Yeah, because they actually honored the Notre Dame national championship. They won that last time they won. That was the last time they won a national championship for Notre Dame. They did appear one back in 2012, but unfortunately they played against Alabama and it wasn't even close.
That was a conspiracy, bro. Manti Te'o, right?
Yeah, Manti Te'o, yeah.
Unreal. Alabama planted whatever that girl's name is.
Yeah. And guys, if you don't know, Manti Te'o was in the draft. He was getting drafted that year. And unfortunately, he was texting his supposed girlfriend over social media, and then come to find out she didn't even exist. He was getting catfished.
Alabama plant.
Yeah. Man, who knows? They could have done it. I mean,
but I agree with Lou Holtz. Ohio State ain't shit. Ryan Day ain't shit.
I think Ryan Day's a good coach.
No, Ryan Day ain't shit.
Ohio State hasn't been to the playoff for a while because Michigan has beat them the last couple of times they played each other and knocked them out.
And they're not going to make it this year either.
Yeah. Hey, I would. Jim Harbaugh actually came off a suspension this week. The school itself told him, like, we don't want you on the sideline for the first 3 games.
Oh, he wasn't even coaching?
No, Jim Harbaugh wasn't even coaching.
No.
And look, and Michigan's already 3-0, 4-0.
Overrated.
Well, McNamara is actually having a good season so far.
Nice.
He's actually playing a lot better than what most people thought because last year he kind of played like doo-doo. He really did. Because it was between him and they were swapping between him and what is his name? He plays at Kansas State now. He transferred over to Kansas State.
No idea, dude.
Oh, son of a bitch. Sorry, guys. We'll look up his name in a second.
No idea.
But yeah, it was him and McNamara was switching a lot. But now when that dude transferred before the season started, McNamara finally got a shot, and he's actually playing pretty good. But yeah, Jim Harbaugh's back on the sideline now, and hey, you gotta win out the rest of your games if you want to stay at number 2. Let's see if they can. We'll never know.
I predicted the 4 college teams that are going to make it, and I don't even watch college football. That's how predictable that sport is.
Hey, you're not wrong, David. What's crazy is you're right. It could change either like the second to last week or the last week.
It's all about when you lose.
Yeah,
that's it. It's all about when you lose.
Yeah,
get your loss out of the way early. Mm-hmm. Peak at the right time. Get the attention. Yeah.
But guys, so I picked Notre Dame to win that game, and they almost had it. It was 14-10. It was third down and 18 for Ohio State Buckeyes, and they literally on third down completed like a 20+ yard seam route, like literally up the middle of the field, and nobody covered it. Receiver got tackled at the 1 yard line, and 7 seconds left. Hold him one time. 3 seconds left, so Ohio State only needs one more play, and they score on a rush. They score on a rush, and I'm talking about like the running back barely got it, like he just got it, like by that much, and they wound up losing 17-14. I was pissed. I was like, "Come on, guys! I mean, you literally had to stop him for one more play, and you couldn't do it. Son of a bitch." Oh well. But yeah, We're already like week 5 in the college football season. Can you believe that, David?
Yeah, I do believe it. I do wholeheartedly.
Season's going by a little too quick. But yeah, these are some of the games that are going on next week. Utah and Oregon State are playing each other. Penn State will be playing Northwestern. That's an easy one for Penn State. We'd already talked about USC, Colorado. Florida and Kentucky will play each other. That's always usually a close game. Kentucky, I think, is one of the last. No, I'm sorry, Florida's one of the last 2 times they played each other. Then Georgia's playing against Auburn. I think this is their first team they're playing for the SEC. Oh, I'm sorry, second team because they played South Carolina the week before. They should beat Auburn pretty easily. I mean, Auburn's not really worth a damn. I mean, they're really not. I watched Auburn play against. They played against Texas A&M, and Texas A&M just made them look like little children.
Spoken like an LSU fan, man. You fuck Auburn.
Well, I can't say fuck Auburn because if I do that, then it's going to create bad juju, and then when we play them, and then they beat us, I'm going to be like, man, I shouldn't have said shit.
It's true.
Because every time Auburn and LSU play, it's always super close. Like, rarely do we ever beat them by 2 touchdowns or more. But, I mean, Auburn could probably play with them for maybe like a quarter and a half, and then Georgia will just blow it wide open. Because Georgia's usually a better second-half team than they are a first half.
That's coaching, man.
Yep.
Dion can take some notes, you know?
Yeah, Dion, you need to take some notes, man.
Take some notes, Dion. What are we doing here?
What do you think about Kansas and Texas?
I don't think nothing about it, man. I think Texas is going to win, and, you know, we're going to be here 4 weeks from now, and Quinn Ewers is still going to be throwing 2 touchdowns a game, and, you know, they'll be in the top 5.
Yeah, I mean, this is
I feel like everybody in college football is who we thought they would be this year.
You're not wrong.
Right? Like,
I mean, there's a couple teams that are like
there's no TCU this year. There's no.
Oh yeah, I knew TCU was not going to be the same team that went to the championship.
Of course not, but like it was a surprise that they made it last year, right?
Yeah. I mean,
there's nobody that's like that this year.
No.
It's back to the same old 4, 5, 6 teams. You know, Texas is in a prime position because they beat Alabama. FSU's in a prime position because they beat LSU.
Yeah.
Georgia's in a prime position because they're the champs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Michigan's in a prime position just because they've got the top 4 spot already.
Yeah. They started off.
What do you think about Texas, Kansas? You got some deep thoughts about Texas, Kansas week 5?
Honestly, Kansas can beat them. But however, their offense is just not as dynamic as Texas is. Because I watched Kansas in their game this past weekend. Their offense struggled for the first 3 quarters, and then they really benefited more from the defensive side. Like they had interception return for a touchdown, and they had a scoop and score.
Okay.
So that's pretty much what helped them give them the edge. Their offense got going like in the 4th quarter, but they were already helped out by the defense. So
gotcha.
But it could be a good game because Kansas is ranked 24th. This is the second game so far this year that Texas has played where they played a ranked opponent. The first one was Alabama, obviously.
Yeah. So
I always like seeing ranked teams play against each other, but I do believe Texas will win this one. Mainly just because I've seen I like Ewer. Like Ewer's playing unbelievable this year.
Yeah.
He really has. I mean, just the way he torched the Alabama secondary a couple weeks ago, that was impressive. Michigan, Nebraska, now we don't care about that. We know who's going to win that. I'll tell you an SEC team that surprised me this year, David, is Missouri.
Yeah, I mean, that's that one who kicked that 61-yard field goal, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, bro, there's no way he's going to make this shit. No kicker in college football can make a 60-plus yard field goal, and he proved everybody wrong.
Yeah, I mean, good for him.
Yeah,
I don't know his name. You remember his name?
Menvis.
Okay.
I know. Remember his last name was Menvis.
Okay.
I think I remember his jersey number too. He's like 29 or something like that.
There you go.
But anyway, yeah, it took him like 5-6 minutes before he could get off the field because everybody was hugging him, shaking his hand,
Great
pictures.
Good, yeah, shit. Live it up, dude.
Yeah, no, but congratulations. That was an SEC record, by the way. It was a 61-yarder.
It's awesome. Good for him.
Yeah.
Michael Sam, alma mater, baby.
Hey, I wish he would have had a longer football career, man. God.
Be better, dude. You know.
Yeah, well, they focused more on his sexuality than his actual football playing skills.
Yeah, that's all I know him for. I don't even know if he was any good.
Yeah, well, he was drafted by the Rams, and then he got sent to the practice squad, and then the Cowboys picked him off of the practice squad, and he didn't make the final roster. Wish they would have given him more of a chance, though. Oh well. Oregon, Stanford. Oregon should win that one easily. Tennessee and South Carolina. Duke and Notre Dame. Notre Dame should win that pretty easily. Sam Hartman's been playing really well. Alabama's playing against Mississippi State. Oh, God.
Alabama.
The difficulty there. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, that's all the it's like the main important games from this coming week. Not a bad week for college football. There's a lot of good games. I don't know who to pick for Florida, Kentucky, because like I said, it's usually like bang bang every year.
Who's the home team?
Kentucky.
Florida's gonna win.
Oh, there you go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Like when Florida and Tennessee played each other, I really thought Tennessee was going to win, but when we saw that Tennessee could not stop Florida's running game at all.
Yeah. I did watch some of that game.
Like they couldn't stop the running game at all, and their offense was so stagnant. Like they couldn't get nothing going until like late in the fourth quarter, but it was too little, too late. Yeah, guys, a lot of good college football this past weekend and this coming weekend should be a lot of fun. But hey, we'll definitely talk more about it on Thursday, and then of course on next week's show we'll give a full recap. And without further ado, let's kick over some professional football, some NFL football, because guys, this was a very entertaining NFL Sunday and Monday. And we had a good Thursday night game as well. It was I say good. It was actually somewhat good. It was the Giants and the 49ers. They played on Thursday night. The Giants were actually getting to Brock Purdy a good bit early on in the game. But, of course, the 49ers having this terrific defense like they do, and Brock Purdy being able to have so many options as he does, they were able to pull away with it in the second half. Did you watch any of it?
Oh yeah. I watched. I'm more of an NFL fan in college, so for sure. But yeah. The Giants suck, dude.
Which is crazy because they made the playoffs last year.
That's okay. So did the Chargers, right?
No, the Chargers didn't make it.
They didn't.
No, they.
Jaguars made it. They suck this year,
Well, they made it in. Well, they made it in because they won their division.
Giants ain't it, bro. They ain't it.
I mean, and I really hope for good things for Brian Daboll because really thought he kind of turned it around a little bit, but their defense has been horrible, man, and their offense hasn't been any better. Like Daniel Jones is playing like old crappy Daniel Jones, and they can't get their running game going with Saquon.
They can't, and now he's hurt. And the Giants just don't have any weapons. Like, they don't have any.
I thought the one I could think of was Sterling Shepard.
Is he even there, bro?
Yeah, I think he is. I'm not sure if he's hurt at the moment, though.
See, that says something about it. Like, we don't even know if that's somebody that's fucking active and playing.
Yeah, he's supposed to be their best wideout, but he's been really hurt.
He's supposed to be their best wideout for the last 10 years. You know.
Yeah.
And he's
Has he been in the league that long?
He's been in the league a long time.
Wow.
Yeah, he's been in the league a while.
I do remember they had Evan Ingram, but he wound up going to Jacksonville.
And looks like a fucking stud. He plays great.
Trevor Lawrence likes him a lot.
Yeah, he does great in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
But the Niners are the truth. The Niners are a great team. There's no surprise there.
Yeah. I mean,
you talked about weapons, like he's got weapons. I think it's just the scheme, man. And same thing with the Dolphins, which I'm sure we'll talk about. I think it's just you could put any player in that system, and they'll do great.
Kyle Shanahan is just such a terrific play caller.
He's phenomenal. He's phenomenal.
He knows how to get everybody involved in the offense with Debo, Brandon Ayuk, Kittle, McCaffrey, and I love C-Mac, and he doesn't receive a heavy workload like he did with Carolina.
Yeah,
not as much anymore.
Yeah, he gets enough though. But I think that's how everybody's doing it too. He's just so much better. Like he's disgusting. He's so good.
Yeah, I mean, look, I got George Kittle in one of my leagues. George Kittle put up double-digit points on Thursday Night Football. He didn't get a touchdown, but he had a good amount of receptions, a good amount of yards.
That's like the first time all year, isn't it?
Yeah, the first 2 weeks, guys, it was a little rough. I think he had 8 points week 1 and 8 points week 2. I'm like, man, come on, Kittle. Gotta do better, bro.
Yeah.
But hey, against the Giants, he did pretty good. But it was mainly Christian McCaffrey and Debo that went off against the Giants.
Yeah, they're good. I like Brock Purdy, man. I'm a believer in Brock Purdy.
I really like Brock Purdy too. I think he's come a long way. I mean, I know they wanted to go all in on Trey Lance, and he's with the Cowboys now. But I really think they made a great decision in sticking with Purdy.
Oh, for sure.
Honestly, I don't really know who their backup quarterback is behind.
Sam Darnold.
Oh, that's right, Sam Darnold. I forgot they signed him. God, Sam Darnold, God bless.
Yeah. And everybody's talked so highly of him too.
Really?
Yeah, he can make all the throws. He's super talented.
Well, I mean, he just wasn't really a great decision maker.
Yeah.
I mean, when he played with the Jets, he was pretty terrible for the Jets.
Everybody's terrible for the Jets, though. At some point, it just might be
we thought Aaron Rodgers would be, but unfortunately, we all know what happened there.
Objectively hilarious.
Yeah,
by the way. Never funny when somebody gets hurt, but
yeah. I really don't know how he got hurt so bad, because when you watch the play, David, Leonard Floyd didn't really sack him very hard. He literally just grabbed him and set him down on the ground gently.
He got them brittle bones, man. Them old man legs.
No, he was the oldest starting quarterback in the NFL this year.
Got them brittle bones.
Yeah. Second was Russell Wilson.
Washed.
Poor Russell, man.
Washed.
Yeah, I don't think nobody in Denver anymore is saying let Russ cook.
Nah.
Yeah, so the 49ers won 30-13 on Thursday night. Then Sunday, all our good noon games. But I don't want to talk about it, but we're going to. My Saints, we played against the Packers. We were kicking the shit out of them for pretty much most of the game. We were up 17-0. Jimmy Graham caught a touchdown pass. That was wonderful.
That was probably a flashback for you guys. Saints
fans,
it was probably like, hell yeah.
Yeah, that was fantastic. He's 36 years old.
Looks about 46.
Yeah, with that bald head.
Oh, yeah. Hey, whoa, hey. Come on. I got a hat on, but I'm
bald.
I
didn't say it was bad.
True, fair enough.
There's only so many men that can rock a bald head, man.
And I'm one of them. Look, last time I was here was a big deal about the Saints suck. They're not going to win the division. They're dog shit, I think were the words.
Yes, you did say that.
3 weeks into the season, 2-1.
Yes.
I think they're frauds. What do you like about the Saints? What do you think? Is it gone to plan how you...
Well, I will tell you this. I do not believe they're frauds.
What do you like about Derek Carr? Do you like Derek Carr? Just talk to me as a Saints fan, as a diehard.
I love Derek Carr so far. I don't love the offensive play calling that Pete Carmichael has done.
So that's what I've heard from other Saints fans.
Because
they put the band.
But I do believe the reason why is because Alvin Kamara has been suspended the first 3 games, and I don't believe he was able to fully exercise his playbook like he wanted to. But still, though, we got other playmakers on the offense that can make plays. And I'll give you an example. When we were watching the Carolina game on Monday night last week. I mean, our offense was It wasn't really great. I'll put it like that. It wasn't great. I mean, thank goodness the running game was working late in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And if Chris Olave doesn't make that catch, we probably lose that game.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That was such a momentum changer.
It was. Because I really don't like how most of when Derek Carr dropped back to pass, he was either throwing a curl route or he was throwing a slant. Or it was just like a wide receiver. Like as soon as he gets the ball, he throws it out to the wideout and let him run in space. That was most of the offensive play calls for most of the game, and I did not like that. Derek Carr only took like 3 or 4 deep shots throughout that whole game.
Do you feel like the Saints are going to win the division?
I do believe so. I do. We are better than the Falcons, and obviously we're better than the Panthers. They're the only team in the division that hasn't won a game yet.
They're bad.
Yeah. I didn't think they would be that bad, honestly, because they had so much young talent. But I guess Bryce Young is still getting used to the system.
I think that might be a miss, man. I think they might have.
You think they missed on that?
I think they might have missed on that.
Well, either that or Frank Wright is just not doing his job right.
He might be somebody that the idea of Frank is better than actual performance of Frank, right? Because he's coming from Philadelphia back when they won with Nick Foles, right? When he like offense coordinator or something. And he's this QB whisperer. But ever since then, good quarterbacks, supposed good quarterbacks.
Yeah, the last good quarterback he actually had was Phillip Rivers. When they got him, he played like his last 2 years with the Colts.
Yeah, but my point is that he's supposed to be this quarterback whisperer, and he's had good like semi-decent good QBs, and they've done nothing with him.
And that was the point because that Phillip Rivers has been retired for like 3-4 years now. And after that, he went to Carson Wentz,
Matt Ryan,
they were both horrible.
Yeah, you're supposed to be a QB whisperer. You're supposed to put these guys in grapes just to succeed, and then you get hired to Carolina. And, you get Bryce Young.
He did have Jacoby Brissett for a little bit, but I thought Jacoby was, like, average.
I think the idea of him might be better than the actual performance of him.
Yeah. I will say
I don't think they win the division. I said at the beginning of the year, the last month's here, I don't think they win the division. I still don't.
Well, it's either going to come down to us or the Bucs.
I think the Falcons win the division, 100%.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I'm not sold on Desmond Ridder yet.
Me neither, but Derek Carr is not much better. And Arthur Smith is coaching the Falcons better than Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael are coaching the Saints.
Yeah, I will say I
don't think he's a good coach, but he coaches the Falcons how they need to be coached to win games.
No, I'm glad you said that because the Falcons. I've watched a couple of their games. The Falcons' defense is actually playing pretty well. Like they make plays when they need to.
Right.
And of course, they have a playbook designed for Desmond.
Right.
He's a good scrambling quarterback. He can throw the ball as well, but they have a lot of good design run plays for him. Like same thing what we do for Taysom.
Right.
We're probably going to do a lot of that against the Bucs this Sunday. Can we beat the Bucs this Sunday? I do believe we can because
you better. You better believe you can, and you better beat them if you're going to win the division.
Yeah.
You got to beat those teams.
But I will say Baker Mayfield has surprised me so far.
He's played good for Tampa.
Yeah, he's playing a lot better for Tampa Bay than I thought he would.
Yeah.
And mainly because of that, because Mike Evans is helping him out so much. And, of course, Mike Evans is one of the best receivers in football.
Oh, hands down, yeah.
I mean, he's literally had 1,000 yards receiving every year he's been in the NFL so far.
He's a monster.
And, did you hear that the Bucs are not picking up his option on his contract? And I'm like, bro, Bucs, y'all would be stupid to not pick it up, man.
I mean, it's always better to get rid of him a year early than a year late, right?
Yeah, but he's such a great talent,
Bucs ain't winning nothing though, man.
Yeah, I mean their defense is all right. I mean, obviously they got Devin White, who's leading the he's the defensive captain.
He's great. He's been great for years.
Yeah, he has been. Great LSU alumni. Plays his heart out too. He loves the game of football.
Oh, did he go to LSU?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why. I mean, yeah, that's why I watch the Bucs sometimes, just because I like watching Devin White play. He was fantastic for LSU.
I think the only thing going for the Saints is, and you brought it up at last time I was here, was the teams that they're playing are not good teams, and the quarterbacks they're going against are not good quarterbacks.
Yeah, and I
That's
said
it.
it. I said it last time too. I really hate how our schedule is because I hate that we don't really play like any good teams because I want us to play good teams.
What's your guys'? I mean, what do you have? 10 games in a row of allowing 20 points or less, but you're only like 6-4 or 4-6 or something in those 10 games. That's not the hallmark of a good team.
Yeah,
That's not. I think that Saints fans like the Saints because they're better than they've been, and
Right.
you're in a better position, and you don't have Andy Dalton throwing passes for your team anymore. You don't have. I mean, you got Jameis this week, but you've got
because Derek Carr got hurt against the Packers. He's week to week.
right. You have a supposed good quarterback in Derek Carr, but Derek Carr might be a guy who's like Kirk Cousins, where it takes him years and needs uber talented wide receivers before he's the man, right? Kirk Cousins got
him and
chastised forever.
Him and Tua are projected to throw for over 6,000 yards this year.
Who, Kirk and Tua?
Yeah,
makes sense. But I
mean,
look at the talent around them, and the Saints have talented receivers, and they can be better than they are.
Right.
And I said that last time I was here. I don't think Dennis Allen is it, and I don't think the play calling is it. And
yeah, like I didn't agree. I did not agree with the play calling like late in the game against the Packers.
Yeah.
Like we threw the ball on second down and third down, and they were both incomplete. I'm like, why? We just need to run the football, run some more time off. And of course, we get into field goal position, and the dude misses a 46-yard field goal, and I'm like, bro, come on, man. And I literally said it. I was like, Will Lutz would have made that easily.
Well, they traded Will Lutz.
Yeah, he plays for the Broncos.
The Broncos, yeah. So
and then look, our kicker is a rookie kicker, but like, come on, man. Like, look, this.
What if Sean Payton fizzles out in Denver because they don't look good? They're 0-3.
Yeah.
They just gave up 70 to the Dolphins, right? So what if he fizzles out and gets fired or leaves Denver and then goes back and coaches the Saints? Are you guys happy with that? Would you take him back?
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, I feel.
I mean, he knows this. He knows the system in and out.
Well, he created it, didn't he? I mean, he was the head coach for years. So
he basically made Pete Carmichael. But even though it wasn't Pete calling the offensive, but what was it calling the plays? It was Sean. And because Sean knew what plays were best to call.
If you put Sean Payton back coaching the Saints, they win the division.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So how is it not a Dennis Allen problem?
Well, I don't believe Dennis Allen is the problem yet.
The defense is great.
Yeah, defense is fantastic. But
you've got Michael Thomas healthy.
Yes.
You've got Chris Olave, who's made back-to-back incredible catches.
Yes.
Super talented wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Rashid Shaheem, who every time he touches the ball does something special.
Yeah, that punt return he had against Green Bay was awesome.
It's fantastic. I mean, you remove that, you've got 10 offensive points against the Packers. The week before that against the Panthers, how many did they score?
We scored 20.
20. The week before that, how many
16.
did you score? 16. You're not beating. So when I say they're frauds, you're not beating any of the top 5 teams in the NFC like that. I mean, you're competing on the level, no bullshit, with the Giants. The Giants versus Saints would be a pick-em game.
No, I mean, I think we would score a lot of points against the Giants.
Absolutely not.
How?
You guys are not scoring a lot of points against the Giants. You can't.
I promise you, if we played against the Giants, we would score 30 points.
No way.
How? What do you mean? No way.
There's no way. Who you guys got on your schedule this week? The Bucks.
Yeah, we play the Bucks this Sunday.
You'd be lucky to get out of the teens against the Bucks. You'd be lucky to get over 20 against the Bucks.
No, I mean, I believe it's going to be like how the game was against the.
And that's with Alvin Kamara. So now you're getting Alvin Kamara back.
Yes.
You've got Chris Olave, Mike Thomas, Rashid Shaheem. Your offense should be so much better than it is.
Yeah.
And the Saints should be so much better than they are. And they're not.
Well, yes, it's just like I said there. I don't really like the offensive play calling that Pete Carmichael has done. Like I wanted him to have Derek Carr take more deep shots down the field than what's necessary because we have the receivers to do so. I mean, like curl routes and slant routes are nice and all, but you can't do that for a whole game and expect to win.
Well, not with that roster. Not with that.
No, I mean,
you need to take bigger. You need to take deeper shots because there are teams that are successful in the NFL doing stuff like that. Like the 49ers are good at that. The Dolphins are good at that. Like putting guys in motion and getting slant routes, and then their wide receivers go to work.
Play action is where it's at, man.
Yeah,
we need to do more of that.
We'll see how Kamara comes back, how he performs, and what type of jolt he brings into the offense. But I'm not a believer of the Saints, and
that's okay.
Yeah, and that might just be me being a hater. But
I understand why you say that, honestly, because look, just watching the first 3 weeks of the season how they played.
The Eagles would spank them. The Niners would spank them. I put my money on the Cowboys beating them. I put my money on.
No, I mean, honestly, if we played the Cowboys, I think what would beat us is their defense because Dak Prescott is not.
Well, Dak Prescott's definitely not it. He's not the guy.
Which I'm surprised they lost to the Cardinals.
Of course.
Like their defense played horrible against the Cardinals.
Of course.
Like James Conner was running all over them, and then was Sam Howell? Was that his name?
No.
I mean, I'm sorry, Joshua Dobbs.
Yeah, Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs was just killing it, man.
Just lighting them up, yeah.
With Rondale Moore and
I would like to see the Saints be successful because it'd be fun having the local team be good, but
yeah.
I mean,
look, it's just
the NFC, they're probably honestly the 8th or 9th best team. And that's a terrible spot to be.
If we I will definitely see how in the next 2 weeks how it will be.
I don't think the next 2 weeks will tell you much though, because it's too early, and I don't think that.
Yeah, I mean the season. There's still a lot left.
There's still a lot left,
and you don't know how long Derek Carr is going to be out for.
Yeah, it's not going to tell you much because Jameis is going to be in there, right? So the next 2 weeks can really tell you
I want
much.
to be supportive of Jameis, but watching him live and in person last year, David, it wasn't very enticing.
I know you got everybody down here. They don't like Jameis, man.
It's just like what's so crazy is. When
I like James, I think
when he became our starter, he went like 7-3 or something like that, which wasn't bad.
And wasn't bad? That's great.
Yeah,
you guys aren't going to start 7-3 this year.
Come on, man! Don't put that juju on me.
I mean, it's just facts. Like I don't see how you're already 2-1.
Yeah, so
you're gonna lose a game to the Falcons. You're gonna lose a game to the Bucs. I don't know when you played them, but like it's all about winning games.
We did beat the Falcons both times last year.
Not going to happen this year.
We lost twice. We lost both times to the Bucs and to the Panthers, but that's not going to happen this year with the Panthers.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, you already beat the Panthers once. You should beat the Panthers again because you're playing at home next.
Yes, I'm actually going to be going to that game.
That'd be great. They should beat them.
Yeah,
they should beat them pretty easily.
And then we can definitely beat the Falcons for sure. I know we can because
1 out of 2.
We'll probably beat them both times. Well, the first time we beat them was last year. That was actually the first game to open up the year. We won on a field goal kick by Will Lutz, which was great. And then the second time we played them, it was close again. We won 21-16. What happened in that game was Drake London actually fumbled the football late in that game. When we got a good turnover, and that's what helped us win. But I mean, could we possibly lose one game to the Falcons? Yeah, we possibly could because every time we play the Falcons, it's always so close. They play us hard, we play them hard.
Right.
Obviously, it's a division game, a rivalry game. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I was a little concerned about the Bucs, but our defense is good enough to get Baker Mayfield rattled a little bit to where he can make a mistake here or there. But hey, it should be a great game. I'm going to that this Sunday. So.
Oh, you gonna be there?
Yeah.
Nice.
We'll give you a shout out too, David.
Give me a shout out, dude.
David, have you been to a Dolphins game?
Yeah, I went to the Dolphins Packers last year on Christmas.
Oh, really?
It was great.
That's awesome.
Even though we lost.
Oh yeah, that's the game where Tua threw 3 interceptions. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't right in the head at the time.
No. No, he wasn't.
Yeah, but I'm hoping with AK coming back, David, like our offense will open up a bit more. Like our running game will be more efficient. Jamal Williams is going to be on the IR for a little bit, which is depressing because I had big hopes for him. He got hurt. He got hurt in the game against Carolina, so it's just going to be AK and Kendre Miller touching the ball off. But hey, we'll see what happens. I mean, I got to put my faith in Jameis, and hopefully he plays well.
I think they'll do it, man. I think you guys are selling Jameis a little short. I think the deep ball is going to open up a little bit more. They'll find Olave.
I just want him to be decisive.
He'll find Shaheed for a deep touchdown.
Oh yeah, I mean, bro, Shaheed has been such an amazing playmaker, man.
He's a monster, dude. They need to get more playing time. He's great.
I don't know why he changed his number to 22 though. It was kind of weird because he was 89 last year. Now he's 22.
The whole numbers are weird in the NFL now.
I know, bro.
All of them are weird.
Like, there's a couple players for the Dolphins. Like, I know Jalen Ramsey. His number is 5 now. He was 20 before. Now he's 5.
So weird. So weird.
But yeah, guys. But in another game that everybody's talking about a lot was the Broncos and the Dolphins. And my man David here, we got our Dolphins fan in the house. He was super excited after that game.
That was crazy. I didn't believe it. Like,
final score was 70-20. Like, that's the most points that's been scored in an NFL game in over 30, 40 years.
Oh, I think it said 1966 was the last time.
Or 1966.
So that's like fucking 60 years, dude.
Yeah,
a long time. They won by 50. I don't think another NFL team has put up 50 points in a game this season.
No.
And that's what they won by.
Yeah. I mean, I told David before the show, I really do believe that the Dolphins are the best team in the National Football League right now.
Right now, they're good, man. I wouldn't want to play them, but
y'all got the Bills this Sunday.
I mean, that could be a game we lose, to be honest.
Damn it, I mean, I don't know. Y'all's high-powered offense. I don't think the Bills' defense stands a chance, honestly, man.
They just intercepted Sam Howell 4 times. Now, granted, Sam Howell's not that guy, but
yeah.
They had 9 sacks, 4 interceptions, and gave up 3 points to the Commanders, who just also lit up the Broncos 2 weeks ago, before the Dolphins did.
Yeah, but at least the Broncos were within winning range of that game.
They were, but I don't know. And plus, it's a rivalry game. Same thing we talked about with colleges earlier. You never know what's going to happen in a divisional contest like that. I mean, on paper, we're worlds better than the Pats, and they gave us a little bit of a battle for a little bit. I mean, it never seemed like we were going to lose that game, but they didn't allow fucking 36.
The Patriots defense, I gave them credit. They actually played a lot better than I thought. I mean, Tyreek Hill didn't really go off against them.
Right. So who's to say the Bills can't do that? The Bills give us a problem every year. So,
I mean,
and I think that might be just like not that Dolphins fans are typically pessimistic, but I mean, we haven't won a playoff game in 23 years. So
I definitely think if Tua didn't get hurt last year, y'all definitely would have made the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And I hope we do now. I mean, we collapsed last year. We had a great start again, but
yeah. I mean, the Raheem Mostert popped off, and then that other guy, Achane, what's his name?
Yeah, Devon Achane.
Yeah,
he's a beast, dude. I mean, we did great. It was a great game. Everything went right for sure, And the offense is just disgusting. It's just so fast.
I think Tua is the least sacked quarterback in the National Football League so far.
Good, which is surprising. And my thing is, we're only going to get better as the year goes on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jalen Ramsey's going to get healthy. The defense is going to have more time with Vic Fangio. We have a legit contender, and we had that at the beginning of the year. We're playing to our abilities.
Y'all do have a great offensive line as well. Y'all do have one of the best left tackles in the NFL.
Yeah.
Teron Armstead.
That was a massive signing.
Who used to play for us.
Yeah.
Damn it, Gail Benson.
It was a massive signing.
Yeah.
The defense. I mean, they're a great team. Yes, they are a really great team. But we'll see. It's a long season. It's only 3 games in. I wouldn't want to play the 49ers right now.
I think it would be close between you and the 49ers. It would be like a 24-21 kind of game.
Yeah. So and that's going to come down to, like a lot of games, going to come down to 1 or 2 possessions. But right now, they're trying to get that front row seat to that Usher concert, baby. They're trying to.
Yeah, Usher will be performing in this year's Super Bowl, y'all.
They're trying to get that front row seat. They're trying to see him perform live.
I honestly would not be surprised if the Dolphins made it all the way.
Now they got the 4th best odds to win the Super Bowl.
Now I do want to see the Dolphins play against Kansas City, how they stack up.
That's in about a month. We got that game.
Yeah,
in about a month they play each other.
Yeah, because Kansas City's offense is very dynamic. I mean, obviously with
play the Eagles too, so we'll be able to see.
I definitely believe y'all could beat the Eagles.
We'll be able, like those are the games, and that's my thing with the Saints, right? Like
because
the Saints aren't stacking up to those teams just yet. They're not. It's unfortunate, but it's a fact. It's a reality.
Just the way our schedule's shaped up, like I hate it. Like we don't really play like a lot of top contender teams. I mean,
teams also don't come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It takes a time to build the culture, see where you have the holes and fix it, right? Even the Dolphins, the foundation has been set for a few years. We always hovered around 500 with Brian Flores. Last year, like you said, we got off to a great start, barely missed the playoffs. Now this year, we're trying to take that leap right up, right? Mm-hmm. Eagles, same thing, slow burn throughout. Made the wild card, ran the ball heavy pretty much with Jalen Hurts, then made the Super Bowl. Right. Saints haven't made playoffs in a few years. You got to get there, see how you stack up.
Last time we made it was 2020, so it's been about 2 years now.
Yeah, get there, see how you stack up, and then go attack it the following year and build on that momentum.
Right.
Giants made it last year. Probably not going to make it this year. They're going to start over from scratch.
Which is crazy. I don't really understand how that happened.
Everybody has the same goal in mind, and only one team can win the championship.
That's right.
Only one team can do it. You got to have consistency year in and year out, week in and week out. I'm excited as a Dolphins fan. It's great. It's fantastic.
I really got as a Saints fan. I got really super excited when we got Derek Carr,
because that shows that they're looking to win.
Right.
But like you still have to see
like they want to be like in a win now mode. But like you said, it could take some time. Do I expect the Saints to win the Super Bowl year? No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Because I don't.
I checked, and their over/under right now win total is 9.5.
Yeah, I do. I
don't think they get 10 wins.
I say I predicted before the season started. I say we finished either 10-7 or 11-5. Oh, sorry, 11-6.
I don't know how. And granted, anything can happen, right? I mean, so many people have already got injured, right? Mike Williams got injured this week.
Bro, so many people.
Chubb is out. Nick Chubb, Saquon's out.
Bro, I didn't know. I saw Mike Williams got hurt, but I didn't know it was a torn ACL. Bro.
Yeah, out for the year. So anything can happen. Granted, but like, I don't know. And the good thing in the Saints' favor, working Saints' favor, is their weak schedule, but it also hurts them. Because how do you stack up against those top teams?
Yeah, like the next.
But let me ask you this: Saints versus Rams. Who's winning that game?
Saints for sure.
For sure?
Saints for sure, because I'll tell you why.
See, I'm not so sure. I would say I think the Rams could beat the Saints. And that's
I'll tell you why. I can tell you why.
But that's a problem, though.
Yeah.
You should beat the fucking Rams.
No, I know we can, because Matthew Stafford is really not that guy anymore.
I don't know. He looked like that guy, the first couple of weeks. But you're probably right. But at the same time, like, it shouldn't even be a question.
Yeah.
There's like.
Now, the last time we played the Rams, the Cooper Kupp wasn't playing. Now, if we do play the Rams this year,
great.
Most likely Cooper Kupp should be coming back this week. Or actually, no, next week, because he's missing the first 4 weeks of the season.
Yeah. Even if he doesn't, I still think the Rams can beat the Saints, man. I really do. And just the fact that it's an even question, again, is a problem for the Saints. And that's my criticism.
And normally I would be worried about Aaron Donald, but we held Aaron Donald down pretty well last time we played him. So I'm not really afraid of him, or I don't think they're afraid of him at all.
But the fact that we're having a conversation around the Rams, who's probably not going to make the playoffs. I mean, the Rams aren't the Seahawks. The Rams aren't the 49ers. Yeah. We're talking about the third best team in the NFC West, and it's 50-50, maybe 55-45.
No, I tell you, if Derek Carr plays in that game, we're winning for sure.
What have you seen the first 3 weeks that gives you that much confidence, though?
Yeah, I see what you mean, but like I said, having Alvin Kamara in our offense really helps out a lot more. Even though it shouldn't, because we got MT and we got Olave. Yeah. Those two guys should be enough for our offense. So
I hope so. I'm not trying to come off as like a hater or
No. You're good.
Or
You're asking good, legitimate questions.
Yeah, I just feel like if you're gonna be that guy and you're gonna be that team, you should be comparing yourselves to the Niners and the Eagles and the Seahawks and not even the Seahawks really.
Well, I mean, I would love to compare ourselves to the 49ers. They were unfortunately, I mean,
they're not there.
I mean, they got a terrific play caller in Kyle Shanahan. We don't have a terrific play caller like.
Well, that's my point. That's my point. Is that there's something missing there.
Like I don't like if Pete Carmichael does not produce the offensive results like we should have. Like we should at least be like a top 8 offense for sure.
They remind me of a poor man's Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, look, and the Vikings went 13-4 last year. Now they're 0-3.
Yeah, they won a lot of one-score games though.
They did. They actually had the best record for winning games that were determined by 3 points or less.
And those flop. Those are so inconsistent. They all come down like 1 or 2
Yeah,
plays.
they got knocked out by the Giants in the first round last year.
Yeah, a lot of that doesn't go your way year after year. But that's what it kind of reminds me of, is a poor man's Vikings team. Where they might get 9 wins and then get bounced in the first round, and then what do you do? What you got to build on that?
Yeah, because I love our defense. Our defense is terrific.
No question.
I mean, we give up big plays here and there, but
no question.
We got in the pressure. We forced the turnovers. Marshawn Lattimore has been killing it. Demario Davis has been playing extremely well.
They're great, man. They're great. The defense is where it's at.
Yeah, but the defense can only play well for so long. The offense has to get going. We got to establish a running game, and now with AK back, I definitely believe we can. And I'm worried about our offensive line. Our offensive line is sus because Derek Carr was getting pressured and sacked way too much in the first.
And how are you going to establish a run game with a poor offensive line?
Well, I'm not saying it's poor. I mean, it's just a little sus.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that they are, it's easy to get excited about your team, and it's easy to get excited about your team when they're better than they have been in the past.
Yeah.
But I just don't see it from an outside perspective. I don't see how they get to 10 wins. I don't see how they win the division. But I understand as a Saints fan, why you think they will. I could see why you think they would do that, but I don't see it. I do. It's not as clear cut.
Yeah.
As it appears.
I do hands down. We have the best defense in the NFC South for sure. Now offensively, we got to get better. I want to tell I'm pretty sure a lot of Saints fans want to tell Pete Carmichael dude, what are you doing?
That's the first name I hear when I ask Saints fans how they think about Derek Carr, because that's my first question.
Yeah.
And they don't go to Derek Carr, they go to Pete Carmichael.
Yeah, because we should not. Our offense should be exploding because Andy Dalton was able to make the offense explode last year.
Right.
And he was just a backup.
Right.
But now you got Derek Carr. You're telling Derek Carr to not take many deep shots. You're just having him throw it over the middle on a simple drag route or do a simple slant route or
You gotta let him cook. You gotta let him cook. You gotta let him throw it deep to Olave. You gotta get him out there. You gotta expand the field. Push those safeties back. Get Kamara some room to run. Get Kendrick Miller room to run. I think Jamal Williams going down hurt, but it just seems that they could be better than they are.
Yeah, I agree. Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, we got the Bucs this Sunday. We should be able to beat the Bucs now that AK's coming back. With AK coming back, I really do believe that he provides a good motivation for the offense. I think the guys will be happy to have him back in the huddle.
Yeah, that jolt of energy is
needed. And Jameis is gonna have to play good sound football.
He will. I'm not worried about Jameis, man. I think Jameis is going to surprise you guys.
Because last year,
I want a quarterback controversy in New Orleans.
I would love to see that.
I want him to throw for 340, 3 touchdowns.
If Jameis has that kind of game against the Bucs, I would literally go down the field myself and I would literally I would literally hug him. I'll literally hug him and I'll kiss his neck. I'll kiss his neck even.
I'll watch the game just for that.
If Jameis has that kind of game against the Bucs, I would literally go down the field, hug him, and kiss him on the neck.
Let's go.
Well, I watched him live last year. He turned the ball over 3 times against the Bucs. Just three interceptions, and it was just like, man, like what are you doing, bro? The last one he threw, it was right to Devin White. Like Devin White was just sitting there waiting for it. He read it like the whole way. He tried, and look, but granted, he was dealing with a back injury at the time, and I was questioning like, why were you letting this man play while he was still hurt? Like, why is he playing? Like, let Andy play. Let Andy show what he can do. But because what I think would happen with that situation is because Jameis wanted to prove to everybody and prove to the coaches, like, hey, I can still play. Don't give up on me. Let me show you what I can do. And it was just too much. I mean, he tried too hard. Same thing what happened with Drew. Drew came back way too soon, and it didn't work in our favor. But, hey, we'll see what happens. But yeah, the Dolphins have the Bills this Sunday. That should be a great game. Now, granted, I don't think y'all are going to score 70 points again, but I do believe it's going to be like a 27-24 kind of game.
I don't put anything past our offense at all, so.
Yeah.
I just don't know if we'll beat them, I hate the Bills in a sense of like, not like I hate
y'all
them.
Split the series last year?
I think so, but I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Y'all won the first game, and the Bills offensive coordinator had a panic attack or had an temper tantrum because Josh Allen couldn't clock it in time.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was like the first Tua concussion game.
Well, supposedly because he got knocked down and he got up and he stumbled and it was like,
right.
All of a sudden you gotta come over here. It's like, no, coach, I'm playing.
Right, and then he played Cincinnati the following week.
And then we had to watch that horror, and they replayed it like so many times. I'm like, God, what the fuck are y'all doing? I don't want to watch this again.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. The Buffalo Bills are always a tough game.
Yeah.
The teams I'm not really worried about. I'm not worried about the Jets. I think we beat them twice.
No, I mean,
with Aaron Rodgers, maybe
Zach Wilson is trash.
Yeah, with Aaron Rodgers, maybe it's a little bit different. We already beat the Patriots once. I don't see them beating us again the second time, honestly.
It could be another close game like it was on Sunday night.
Yeah, and I still think we beat them. We play them at the end of October in Miami. Yeah. I don't see how the Patriots beat the Dolphins. I mean it'll be close.
Mac Jones. I mean, he threw a lot of deep shots against y'all, and
that's all right.
He didn't. Well, it didn't really. I think it only worked out like one time.
Yeah, that's all right.
The other times he did, y'all picked him off twice when he went for the deep ball.
Yeah. So it'll be good. It'll be a good game. We'll kind of see how it plays out, how it shakes out.
Yeah.
We're not even completely healthy yet either, which is great.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm not saying this like just to rizz you up, David, but I do think that the Dolphins will win the AFC East.
Yeah, that's what I was saying just a second ago. Is like the Jets are no worries, the Patriots are no worries. The Bills will probably split the series, the season series, and that's just going to come down to what we do outside of that.
Yeah.
And right now we're taking care of business. We do have a tough schedule, but if we don't win the division, I think as of now it'll be a disappointment. But if we miss Tua for 2-3 games, then you can you can change your idea of success.
Yeah.
Just like if the Saints for you don't win the division, it will be a disappointment.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it really will because we went out and spent a lot on Derek Carr.
Yeah. Who's not it. I think he's still years away. I think you have to get the right mix and find the right coordinator and coaches for his play style.
Yeah, because Derek Carr is a pocket passer. Like he's not going to be a guy that's just going to take off from the football when he wants to.
I don't know why it keeps coming to me, but I just think he's like a poor man's Kirk Cousins, where it just might take years before he is considered that guy.
Derek Carr had like a lot of great years with the Raiders. He really did. He took them to the playoffs like twice, but I mean, the Raiders defense that he was playing with, they were bad. Like I said, they were ranked like 25th or lower.
So that's a combination of good coaching, and that's what they're just ain't it, man. Derek Carr is in that. Derek Carr is below Kirk Cousins, and he's probably in that 13 to 16, 17th best quarterback range.
Yeah, I do know. Like before week 3 started, he was ranked like 14th or 15th, something like that.
And that feels about right.
Yeah,
for Derek Carr.
Which it's understandable.
And you can win with that.
Yeah.
You can win with that. You can.
Yeah.
You're not going to win every game, but all you got to do is make it to the playoffs, sneak in, get hot at the right time, and maybe win a couple games.
Yeah.
And you can do that with the 14th best quarterback. But
yeah. Listen, Kirk Cousins is ranked so much higher because Kirk is having to throw the ball so much is because the Vikings cannot establish a good run game.
And that's what the Saints should be doing.
Yeah. Well,
in my opinion,
our
style.
Our offense is supposed to we have a balanced like offense because
you guys got a dog shit offense. You want to be balanced, but it's not doing anything. You're scoring less than 20 points a game. You're not giving up 20, and you're going 6-4. Your last 10 games, you've given up 20 points or less, and your record 6-4. That's not good. That's not going to get it done.
Yeah.
That's not going to get it done.
Yeah.
I would like to see the stats on what the rest of the NFL teams are when they give up less than 20 points. The elite teams are going to be 8-2, 9-1, not 6-4 in that shit scenario. So this balanced attack isn't working. That's
when we
throw it 40 fucking times. You should be targeting Olave 10 to 12 times a game. You should be targeting Michael Thomas 10 to 12 times a game. You should be throwing to Shaheed bombs 5 to 7 times a game. That's 27 passes right there.
Yeah. Well, against the Packers, Thomas and Olave both had like a high amount of targets.
Pepper them, dude. Pepper them. Like play that style of game against.
And that's probably the reason why we were throwing the ball so much for the first 3 games is because AK wasn't in the offense because a lot of passing plays revolve around him because we like to do a lot of screens here and there and pat back toss or I hate it when they have a run between the tackles. I think that's stupid.
But you have to have that though. You have to have that mix to be able to not keep the defense guessing. If you're going to do the same thing every time.
The left side of our line, I'm completely okay with. I'm worried. The line that's given up the most pressures and sacks is our right guard, and that is Cesar Ruiz. He's been slacking, man. I watched the Packers game and the week before that. He's the one that's given up. He's given up too many pressures and too many sacks. The left side is fine. Trevor Penning, who we drafted last year, he's been great so far. A couple holding calls here and there, but other than that, he's been pretty good. So they actually swapped out Andres Pete, who was our left guard. They took him out and put James Hurston at left guard. He's actually transitioned pretty well. And then center, we have Eric McCoy, who I love Eric. Eric has done a terrific job. He locks down the middle pretty good. And then, of course, Ryan Ramczyk. I love Ryan Ramczyk. He's probably still one of the best right tackles in football. He's a great pass protector. But yeah, man, Ruiz, you got to get it together, bro. He's the one that gave up the guy who knocked out Derek Carr.
Okay.
Where he had to leave the game. But other than that, man, I'm trying not to be like a, have super, super high hopes,
Yeah, I got you. You're trying to be realistic in what the opportunities are.
Right.
And I think that you are. I think that you have a realistic goal and almost an expectation of winning the division this year. That's the goal.
I do believe that the Saints have the talent to win the division. I believe in Derek Carr.
Compared to the rest of the division, yes, they do.
Compared to the quarterbacks we've had,
they should win. Yeah, 100%. He's been the best one, but they should win the division. But again, something in my tenderloins are telling me they're not going to win the division.
You have some good tenderloins.
I do. I have some really good tenderloins. But I think I don't think they are. I feel like the Falcons are going to do it. And by the way, as well, the Falcons line is also at 9.5. So it's really like a pick 'em, right? It's okay, who's going to win?
What do they have the Bucks at, David? Did you see that?
No, but I can check it out and see.
It's probably gone up a little bit, seeing how well Baker's been playing so far.
Maybe.
But 3 teams in the NFC South are 2-1.
Yeah.
The Bucks, us, and the Falcons. But the Falcons did get beat by the Lions pretty good. They didn't even score a touchdown against the Lions. Which I like the Lions too. The Lions are I like what Jared Goff is doing over there.
The Panthers are at 5.5.
Okay.
So, and you might want to take the under on that. Saints are at 9.5. Tampa Bay is at 8.5.
So they're just one win less than us.
Yeah. And like that feels right. Like it feels like the Falcons are going to get 10, the Saints are going to get 9, and the Bucks are going to get 8, and the Panthers will get 4.
Yeah,
You know?
and this is great. This is the first time in a while where we're having to play like the Falcons late in the schedule. Because usually the first game against the Falcons is pretty early, but both games against them will be like later in the year.
They got to figure it out. You know, they got to figure it out.
I believe so. And look, right now, Dennis Allen's record with the Saints is 8-11 since taking over as the head coach, which it's not great.
No, it's not.
But it's not terrible.
It's not great when you have as good of a defense as they've had.
Yes.
You know, and you can sit there and say, okay, well, that's because of Dennis Allen, right? Like, doesn't he have a lot to say about defense? But
yeah. So what I learned, he doesn't call it defensive plays anymore. Like we actually have an actual defensive coordinator that calls plays now. He oversees the defensive play calling and stuff like that, but he's not actually calling the plays. So far, our defensive coordinator that we have, I need to look up his name. I'm sorry, y'all. He's done fantastic so far. Like he has our guys ready to go.
Yeah, I mean they've come to play for damn sure.
Yeah. We actually just re-signed Carl Granderson as well. Gave him a 4-year extension.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
I like that a lot. Carl Granderson has had a good start to the year so far.
Saw that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see, man. But like I said, guys, I'm going to be at the game Sunday, and I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah. I hope they win. I mean, they should.
Yeah, we should. In
theory, it should be a
because when AK coming back, I do believe hopefully Pete Carmichael can open up the play and be like, okay, look, we can do this, this, and this on second down or on third down. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like I said, and I gotta believe in Jameis. I gotta believe in him.
You should. He's gonna crush it, man. He went 7-3. So he started last year, right? Or no?
Yes, he started last year.
He started last year
with an ankle sprain and a back.
All right, so maybe follow me here for just a second.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm right or not. You said Dennis Allen's record is 8-11.
Correct.
And he was the first-year coach last year. He had to have been.
Yes.
So he was 8-11 last year. Jameis was the starter for the first time last year, and he's
8-11 overall.
8-11 overall.
Yes.
So his 3 games this
year. So his first year, Wait, hold on, no, that doesn't make sense.
So he was 8-11.
So he should be 9-11. I'm sorry, 9-11 because he finished 7-10 his first year as a head coach.
Okay.
And then he won the first 2 games, so he's 9-11 as a head coach.
Okay, so 9-11 as a head coach of the Saints. Last year was his first year coaching the Saints.
Yes.
Jameis was the starting quarterback last year, and he went 7-3.
No, he didn't. He didn't go 7-3. That was the year before.
Okay. Then never mind.
That was the 2021 year.
Gotcha.
In 2022, we started off 2-0. Like we beat the shit out of the Packers that week 1, 38-3. He threw like 5 touchdown passes that game.
Okay. I think he's good, man. I think he's good. But I also feel like you just open up the fucking playbook, dude. Just open it up.
We throw the ball. We tell Pete Carmichael that open up the playbook. Let these playmakers cook, bro.
Throw the ball 40 times in a game, dude. Like throw the ball 10, 12 times to Thomas, 10 to 12 times to Olave.
Yeah.
That's how you got to play. Like you're not going to outrun everybody.
Even AK will get a couple passes here.
Yeah, get him 5 to 8. Get him 15 carries. Yeah, it's easy. Put me in there.
There you go.
I'll fucking turn it around.
Hey, can you be our offensive play caller?
100%. 100%.
I think you would probably do a better job.
Yeah.
Oh man. So a couple other games. The Chargers and the Vikings played. Both of them were 0-2.
They feel like the same team.
It was a mirror reflection of teams playing each other.
They feel like the Vikings feel like the NFC version of the Chargers, and the Chargers feel like the AFC version of the Vikings.
Yeah. But one team was going to come out with the victory, and ultimately it was the Chargers.
Yeah.
But Keenan Allen had a fucking game, bro.
It took a lot. It took
I mean, I think the game was still close. Wasn't it like 28-24 or
it was
something?
close the whole game, yeah. And it took a Herculean effort from Keenan Allen to put it over the top for him.
Yeah, Keenan Allen threw a touchdown pass in that game.
Yeah, he's unreal, man. He's an unreal talent.
Yeah, but Justin Herbert has been he's been playing a lot better compared to last year already.
They're good. Their coach sucks though.
Yeah, what's his name? Staley?
Yeah, Brandon Staley. I think he sucks.
Honestly, I don't really know how he's still with the Chargers, man.
After that collapse in the playoffs last year, who knows?
Yeah,
they blew it against the Jaguars.
Yeah. Well, no, they didn't make the playoffs last year. They missed. They had to beat the Raiders last year.
I'm pretty sure they blew it against the Jaguars. Like bad.
Was it against the Jaguars? Because I know the Jaguars got knocked out by the Chiefs in the second round.
Yep, and the Chargers made it over the Dolphins.
Oh, it was the Chargers then. Okay.
Yeah, and the Jaguars beat the Chargers.
Oh yeah, because that was the wild card round. That was a divisional game.
Yeah,
So the first wild card.
It was 27-7 at the half, and they lost to the Jaguars last year in the wild card round.
Damn, I really don't know how he still has a job
with Trevor Lawrence throwing 4 interceptions.
Trevor Lawrence threw 4 picks and they still lost. What was the final score to that game?
31-30.
Oh, that's right. It was the 1-point game.
Yeah.
God.
He kicked the field goal. Riley Patterson kicked the field goal with no time left.
That's tough, bro.
That's tough. And then he blew up at a reporter a couple weeks ago, like, excuse me, there's no residual effect from last year to this year. It's like, dude, how's there not? Like, you got to talk about the stinker of a performance you put up.
Yeah, I mean,
to your team.
The Chargers fans probably didn't expect their team to start 0-2 right off the gate. Because they have great talent. I mean, Justin Herbert.
Their offense is insane. They should be much better than they are.
Yeah.
They should be much better than they are.
I really think Staley's just not it, man.
He's not it.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, same thing for the Vikings coach, man. I mean, he got his team to 14-3 last year. Now they're 0-3 to start off this year.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They feel like the same team, man. They feel like the same
and
style.
Kirk Cousins is putting up great numbers.
Well, it's easy to do when you got Justin Jefferson to throw the ball to.
Yeah. But they're asking Kirk to throw the ball so much because they can't establish a run game.
Yeah, I like that though. I think that's
Kirk's having to throw the ball like 45, 46 times a game.
Yeah, love it, dude.
And they just traded for Cam Akers, and they're hoping Cam Akers can help their running game.
Yeah. I think he can do well though. The coach came from Los Angeles, came from the Rams.
What's his name? Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah. So he can. I think that's a good fit.
I think the Vikings can bounce back.
All of these players are talented players, and got to the NFL for a reason. So really, the things that are separating the good teams from the great teams and the bad teams is coaching and schemes and player fits. So guys like, and the same thing with basketball. They're all talented players. It's all about scheme and fit and personnel and what you're running out there. And
yeah.
That's my gripe with Dion. It's like, bro, you're good at the
you could be a good motivator, but if you don't have any good schemes, you're not really going to go.
You're not going to do much. And I think in New York, the coach there isn't calling really any plays or doing anything. And I mean, look at last year, right? The Cowboys, Mike McCarthy, Kellen Moore was calling plays. Mike McCarthy's like, I'm going to go ahead and do that this year now.
Yeah, Kellen Moore's not there no more.
Yeah, he goes to Los Angeles with the Chargers. Mm-hmm. And Mike McCarthy's like, okay, I'm going to take over the play calling.
So, I mean, it's,
I at least respect that. Like, I can be like, okay, great. You're going down.
Of course, the Cowboys are 2-1, but, mainly because of that, because their defense has been playing incredible. Because Dak hasn't really been putting up astronomical numbers or nothing.
No, Dak's not it. Yeah, Dak's not it.
They call him middle of the pack Dak.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Yeah. So, the Lions won 20-6. I like the line. I think they're going to win the NFC North.
For sure.
I think they're better than the Packers.
For sure.
And I like Jared Goff. Jared Goff's playing really well.
Yeah. The Packers are 3-0, 2-1. They lost to the Falcons.
Yeah, their only losses to the Falcons.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, the Falcons are going to take the division, dude.
What was crazy is the Packers were actually winning that game. They were up by 2 scores, and they let the Falcons come back.
Yep.
because their defense, like ours, just
Yeah.
could maintain.
Yep. Yeah, the Packers, it's just one of those things that you got to prove it, but the Lions got to prove it too.
Yeah.
So, but the Lions on paper look like the more talented team.
They do. Their offense. I do believe I do believe their offense is great.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown,
Monster, great receiver.
Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm really excited about him.
Yeah, he's been good.
He's gonna be taking over as a starting running back for a while because David Montgomery's gonna be out for a little minute.
Yeah, thigh bruise.
Yep. Then how about the Texans beating the Jaguars by 20?
Yeah, that's big.
C.J. Stroud had a great game.
Yeah.
2 tutties, 280 yards.
He's been good, man.
Yeah, I think he's finding his footing, man.
He's been good.
He's getting off to a better start than Bryce Young.
For sure, which is surprising to me. I thought it was going to be the other way around.
Yeah, a lot of people thought the same thing too.
Yeah. And because of the coaching, right? The Texans have DeMeco Ryans, who was a linebacker, defensive guy. So you think maybe he's not going to have a lot of success with the QB, first-time head coach.
Yeah. And
he's got Stroud as his QB. And then you got Bryce Young, who's got Frank Wright, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who is, again, the quarterback whisperer, the guy who helped Nick Foles win a Super Bowl and coached up all these quarterbacks, and Phillip Rivers and Matt Ryan. He was a quarterback himself.
Yeah. Led the second greatest comeback in NFL history for the Bills.
There you go. And now, you would think that he's going to help the number one overall pick, but it's been the opposite. So you just never know. You never know. But then you look at the pieces around the Texans. They've got some playmakers.
Yeah, John Mechie's actually starting this year. He just got over his leukemia thing.
That's great.
Good for him.
Yeah, that's great.
John Mechie and that dude Tank something.
Tank Dell's been great.
Yeah.
Nico Collins has been great.
Yeah, they're building the pieces around him, man.
Yeah, and compared to the Panthers, who don't have really shit.
Yeah, and Damian Pierce has got off to a slow start, but
I think that's because they played good defenses and their offensive line is ass.
Yeah, their offensive line doesn't look very enticing.
No.
But hey, I mean, they're still doing what they can.
Jaguars, they should. There's no reason they should lose to the.
No, I mean, Jaguars were the heavy favorite to win their division this year, but it doesn't look like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll still win the division, but
right now the Colts are leading the division right now.
I like Anthony Richardson, man. I was high on him before the season
started. They had a close win against the Ravens on Sunday. Beat them in overtime
with Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah,
the mustache.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I mean, the Ravens should have won. I mean, the Ravens could have won that game, but
Ravens should have won that game.
But I mean, Lamar just couldn't get it done when he needed to, man. And
they should have won that game.
Yeah. Then of course the Patriots beat the Jets, but 15-10.
Those are two teams that are just going to be 7-8 wins. Jets probably even less than that.
Yeah. Bill Belichick's trying to be the winningest head coach in NFL history this year. I don't think he gets it done, though.
How many does he need?
I need to look up his overall record. I think they said he needs like 8 or 9 wins or something like that.
Oh, he'll get close. I don't think he'll get there, though, if that's what he needs.
Yeah. Then the Seahawks beat the Panthers by 10. Andy Dalton was starting that game.
Yeah. They probably played better with him, to be honest.
They really did. This is the most points the Panthers have scored all year.
Yeah, they probably played better with him.
I'm telling you, man. Red Rifle, man. He got it done.
Yeah.
He can get it done, man.
Yes, sir.
Then, of course, the Chiefs blew out the Bears.
Was that 41-0?
41-10.
41-10. Oof.
Yeah, the Bears scored a touchdown with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Bears are not good, dude.
Nah, man.
The Bears are probably going to get 2 of the top 3 picks with their own pick and then the Panthers pick.
Yeah, and I really want to see Justin Fields be successful, man, but it's just I
just don't think he's the one.
Yeah, I mean he had some flashes here and there last year, but
But it's mostly with his legs.
Yeah. You can't use your legs forever,
You gotta be able to make a read. You gotta be able to deliver a ball. They don't have a lot of pieces around him, but
I mean they tried getting DJ Moore and Chase Claypool, but
Yeah, DJ Moore's a good receiver.
He's good for sure. I haven't really seen much from Chase Claypool though.
Yeah, I think he caught a touchdown.
Claypool?
I think one touchdown, maybe the last week or this week. I think last
Okay.
week. But yeah, they don't have playmakers. They don't have running backs.
Yeah.
And they refuse to run with Justin Fields. So
yeah, their running backs are
I bet you if they
Khalil Herbert and another guy named Jackson something. His last name starts with him.
it's Roshan Johnson.
Roshan Johnson, I'm sorry.
And he was the backup to Bijan
Oh, really?
at Texas, yeah. And apparently he's like really fucking
He's
good.
supposed to be the starter for the Bears, but
I think he will be.
Herbert's been getting a little more touches than him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Johnson's going to take over by the end of the year.
I think I've actually picked him up in fantasy on waivers this week.
That's great. That's great. It's a good pickup.
By the way, David, did you see my team in our fantasy football league? Dude, my team is cracked.
Dude, it's easy to be. I was looking at a few. It's easy to be cracked with an 8-team league.
It really is.
You know what I mean?
I thought we had 10, but I looked at it this morning. I was like, damn, we only got 8 people.
Yeah, we got 8 people in the league.
So I'm pretty sure everybody's got like stacked lineups.
There's some that aren't though, and I look at it and I'm like, how do you not have
Who has the worst team in our league?
all the team that I played?
Oh,
I think Chris has the worst team for sure.
really?
Although Raider Boy Johnny put up fucking nothing this week. Shout out Raider Boy.
I put up the most points I think out of everybody this week with 170.
Somebody's got 172.
Damn. Who was it?
Team Curly.
Team Curly. Interesting.
Yep. Jamar Chase, Raheem Mostert, Josh Allen.
Oh, that's why Raheem.
Yeah. Well, Raider Boy put up 70.
Damn.
Dak Prescott, Najee Harris.
They were all trash.
Darren Waller.
Trash.
Yeah, not a good team.
No, man. Darren Waller's been a disappointment so far, but I guess that has to do in part with Daniel Jones not,
Has Darren Waller had a good season, like ever? I think maybe a good couple
His
of games.
last 2 years with the Raiders were good.
Was it good, or was it just like a good couple of games? I feel
Well,
like
no, it was good overall. Like he finished with double-digit touchdowns his last 2 years with the Raiders.
let me see.
I could be wrong though.
I don't know. I just feel like it's again one of those guys that like the idea of him is better than him.
Yeah. I do know he 1 year, like it was either 1 year with the Raiders, he had double-digit touchdowns, but like just barely. Like he finished with 10 touchdown receptions.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, the Giants made a trade for him in the offseason. They were hoping that would help out their passing game.
Yeah, they needed somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had 2 good years. 2019 and 2020. 2019 he had 90 catches, 1,100 yards, over 1,100, and then 2020 he had 107 catches and 1,200 yards essentially.
Yeah, there you go.
So
it was not 2021 and 2022, but
yeah, the last 2 years he's done nothing. 55 catches, 28 catches. He's been hurt. That's the thing too. He's the 2019 and 2020 the only 2 years he's been healthy. So
yeah, he's been dealing with some injuries this year, and he dealt with some of his last year with the Raiders. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, the Raiders and Steelers played on Sunday Night Football. That was honestly, Kenny. That was a better game than I thought it was. I thought Kenny Pickett was going to struggle, but he actually didn't play too bad.
The Steelers won that one?
Yeah. So get this. The Raiders were at the 2-yard line.
I remember this, yeah.
And they kicked a field goal with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in the game, really.
Down 8, right?
Yes.
Down 8.
Can you believe that shit?
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, just go for the touchdown, bro.
Such a bitch move.
Even if you don't get it, you're pinning them down on like the 2-yard line.
Yeah, makes no sense.
But no, Josh.
And they had a field goal that they made a minute and a half earlier.
Mm-hmm.
There was a penalty that gave them a first down.
Yeah, because one dude got called for leverage.
Yeah.
And they still couldn't bring it. And they still couldn't put it in.
It's like if you were going to play for a field goal, why not take the field goal back then?
Yeah.
And get the ball back quicker.
Right.
Instead of
I'm like
take another minute and a half and then kicking a field goal.
Yeah, because Josh McDaniels was just like, look, I don't trust the defense here. They're going to get us a stop. We're going to get the ball back. That didn't.
He's like, I think afterwards he said that they needed another score to win anyway, which is why he kicked a field goal.
Bro, go for the tie. If you get in there,
Go for the tie, get the momentum, go to overtime.
And then when you score right there, there's a little over 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
If you stop the Steelers, you have another opportunity to go down and score because your defense was playing well.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, Devontae Adams had a game, bro.
Right, so you need another score anyway. So get the hard part over with.
Yeah.
And just get the touchdown
Devontae had like 14 receptions for 140-something receiving yards and 2 tutties, bro.
Yeah, he went wild.
Yeah. He almost brought me back in my fantasy league.
Yeah, Devontae Adams is him, man. He's good, man.
Although it didn't help that Jimmy G threw like 3 interceptions that game.
True. I like Jimmy G though. I think he's a winner. I think he's a good quarterback. I would much rather have Jimmy G.
They always say he can't do it in the big games.
I don't know.
Like when he was with the 49ers.
I'd much rather keep going to the big games with him than not making it to the big games at all.
They always say that he can lead you places, but he can't close it out. He can't close out the deal when it needs to be done.
BC, man, always be closing.
Yeah. And he actually the last interception he threw was trying to get it to Devontae, but he threw it too high and dude picked it off. Jimmy's just like took off his helmet and it's just like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh well. And then kind of the 2 games on Monday night. The Bucks and the Eagles.
Yep.
That was the first one, and then the Rams and the Bengals. Honestly, dude, the Bucks came out pretty strong. I mean, they were pressuring Jalen Hurts a lot, like getting them off balance. But I think they made adjustments, and then Jalen Hurts was like, all right, guys, hold my beer. I got this.
Yeah. And the Eagles are still figuring it out. You know, they lost both their offensive and defensive coordinator from last year.
Yeah.
They both went and got head coaching positions.
I think they're 3-0, though, right?
Yeah, and that's crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're still 3-0 with losing
Well, I think
both
they have
coordinators.
the amount of talent they have on their squad is insane.
The amount of talent they have on the offensive line.
They literally have the best offensive line in football.
Oh, probably that I've seen in years.
Lane Johnson, football. Jason Kelsey.
It's crazy. It's insane. And then you got Devontae Smith. You got A.J. Brown. You've got 5 running backs that can go to work. You know, Gainwell, DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, I really thought DeAndre Swift would be the main guy, but him and Gainwell swapped it out. Does Boston Scott still play there?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. He gets some carries here and there.
Yeah, and then you got Rashad Penny there now as well.
I forgot about Rashad Penny.
So yeah, they've got
their running back room is insane.
That's what I'm saying. So they're
but even when they run the ball, it's mainly just with Jalen.
Yeah, he still gets you 10, 15 carries a game. You know, a lot of those are going to be that tush push where he gets 1 or 2 yards, but
yeah,
he's a good.
They're good on the goal line. They run that special quarterback sneak with the 2 guys line up behind Jalen. It's just like, all right, guys, just push with all your might.
Yeah, it's 4th and 1 or 4th and 2. They'll do it. Like it's just that plays great for them. It's really effective. So
yeah,
they'll figure it out. They're good.
They did win 25-11. Mike Evans still had a great game though, but unfortunately the Bucks couldn't get going until late. It was just too late.
Yeah, the Bucks ain't it. Rams Bengals was fine. Thought it was kind of boring at first.
Yeah, I mean,
I hate how they do the 2 games at the same time.
Yeah, they're actually doing that format this year where they always be 2 Monday night games.
Yeah, which is fine. Yeah, that's good, but don't put them at the same time.
No, I mean they only put them an hour away from each other.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
Like, guys, we get that you want us to watch 2 games at the same time, but I'd rather watch one game and give my full attention to that one, and then give my full attention to the other game.
Sunday nights now are so much better than Monday nights because of that.
Right. I understand what they're trying to do, but come on, so put the first game around
at least start it at halftime.
At least start it around 5 or 5:30, and then put the last game at 8:15, 8:30.
Or you should just do a East Coast and a West Coast game.
That could work.
Like throw the Chargers in there, throw the Raiders in there, throw the 49ers in there. There's enough West Coast. Throw the Seahawks in there.
Mm-hmm.
Throw the Rams in there. Throw the Broncos in there. Broncos are in Mountain Time. That's 2 hours. That's an hour behind us. 2 hours behind East Coast.
Yeah.
Throw teams like that at the second game. There's plenty of them.
Yeah, because the first game starts at 6:15 and the second game starts at 7:15.
That's way too soon. Do a 6:15 and 8:15.
Yeah, so by the time that the first game is in halftime, the second game is already like in the second quarter.
Yeah. And then I switch my attention over to the second game and I forget about the first game altogether.
Right.
So
they want everybody to do that multi-view shit where you watch multiple games at the same time.
I have that with the YouTube TV, but even then I can't.
Yeah, I mean it's difficult. It's really difficult. You want to be able to see everything, you know.
It's great on Sundays though.
Oh yeah, I figured.
It's fucking.
I'm actually gonna be switching over to that very soon.
Do it, dude. It's so worth it.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna do it for college football and
it's great for that too.
Yeah, but yeah, it was pretty. I mean, you could tell Joe wasn't really himself. Like he was struggling.
Yeah, he'll figure it out. He'll figure it out. His big thing is just got to get him healthy. You know.
Yeah.
Just got to get him healthy.
It was a game time decision. We didn't know if he was gonna play or not.
Yeah.
But hey, I needed Jamar Chase to pop off, and he got him to pop off, dude.
There you go.
And Evan McPherson got me 18 points. He made 5 out of 6 field goals.
Beast. That's crazy.
There you go. Really, only 1 touchdown was scored throughout. Well, excuse me, 2, because the Rams did score a touchdown, but it was super late.
Yeah, the Rams play calling was very weird in that game.
Did they run the ball a lot?
I don't think so. I think they ran like 10 or 11 times, and
they were throwing the ball mostly.
Yeah, but they kept getting sacked. You know, Trey
Like
Hendrickson
Matthew
had
Stafford was
a crazy good game. So,
yeah, I did see the Bengals defense was popping off a good bit.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah. Yeah, man. It was an interesting NFL Sunday and Monday, to say the least. Got some good games this week, y'all, and I didn't get a chance to look. I only know like some of the matchups next week, but we talked about a couple of them. But we'll talk more about the matchups on Thursday and give predictions of who will win, who won't, and
there you go.
A bunch of other cool stuff.
There you go.
Now, guys, I don't know if I can get David back on again. You know, he's a very busy guy, but you know, I can always ask him.
I am busy.
But yeah, I mean, you're always busy on Thursday, huh?
I'm usually watching the game on Thursday, playing pickleball on Thursdays.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
But I'll be back. I'll try to come like, I don't know, maybe like once a month or something. You know,
that'd be great.
Pick a day and come out and talk shit, and you know.
You're really good at that, David.
I'm very good at talking shit. Yeah.
His tenderloins are usually not wrong.
I don't know. We'll see. But you know, I just go with him and trust him. So
there you go.
But yeah, man, I had fun. I appreciate it. I'm gonna head out this late, but
I got you. But well, yeah. So real quick, y'all, we're gonna talk about our last segment. Just a quick about the MLB postseason. It starts next week on October 3rd. The Dodgers will get a first round bye because they won the NL West. The Braves will get a bye because they won the NL Central.
NL East.
NL East. And then the NL Central was won by the Brewers. But the Brewers are going to have to play because they didn't really like win division, but you know they're leading it right now. There's another team that's close behind them, I think.
They won the division, but they did the MLB standings where the top 6 teams make the playoffs now.
Okay.
And the 3 division winners get 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And then there's 3 wild card spots. So the next 3 best
so
records.
So the Brewers get the number 3?
The Brewers got the number 3. So what happens is the first 2 get a bye week. So 1 and 2 are a bye.
So that's going to be the
Braves and the Dodgers because they have the best records.
Yeah.
The Brewers have the 3. They're the home team for 3 games against whatever the 6th seed is.
Okay.
And then the 4th seed, which is the number 1 wild card.
I think that's either the Diamondbacks or the Giants, something like that.
Giants are out.
Oh, the Giants got knocked out?
Yeah, pretty much. So my Marlins are still in it. It's Marlins, Cubs, Diamondbacks.
I think your Marlins probably popped off this month, David.
We've done really well. It's a good time to be a South Florida sports fan, man. But yeah, so with baseball, you got the Phillies are going to be the 4 seed. It's pretty much locked up.
Did something happen with Alcantara? Sandy Alcantara?
Yeah, he blew out his UCL. So he's probably going to need Tommy John at the end of the year. He's not pitching, hasn't pitched for a few weeks.
Damn.
But the last spot, it's right now, I think it's Phillies at 4. Then I think it's the Diamondbacks, rather. and it's going to come down to either the Cubs, Marlins, or Reds for that last spot.
Who's got the best shot, the Marlins or the Cubs?
It's tied right now, but the Cubs blew it tonight. My buddy texted me how they blew it. I think they were up like 5-0 on the Braves, and they blew it.
Damn.
Like, blew it bad somehow. So
I think that the Braves and the Orioles, I think, have the best records in baseball, I believe.
yeah, the Orioles are the truth, man. Orioles are good.
Yeah, I like Adley Rutschman.
Yeah, me too. So the same thing on the AL is the 16.
Yeah, so the Orioles finished at number 1, right? In the AL.
Orioles.
The Rays are somewhere in there.
The Rays are probably going to be a wild card, so they would be 4.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know if the division's locked up yet in the AL East. I don't really follow AL a lot because I'm a Marlins fan, so I just follow NL. But
yeah, so the AL East, West, and Central. I know the Orioles are leading the East right now. AL West, I believe, is the Astros. It was close between the Astros and the Rangers.
It was, yeah. Let's take a look. You got, the AL East is still up for grabs, but the Orioles are up 2.5 games on the Rays.
Okay.
The Twins clinched the Central. And
what was their record?
They're 84-73.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah. And then the AL West, you've got the Rangers up 2 games on Houston.
So the Rangers took over.
Yeah, and up 3.5 on Seattle in the West. So the 3 spots in the second.
So it's really going to come down to these last games for some teams.
Yeah, the American League is still up for grabs. I mean, Seattle is still in it, but not really. There are 1.5 games left, and there's 5 games left.
Damn.
So you gotta go 5-0 and hope somebody goes 3-2.
Yeah. So it's gonna be close in the AL.
It'll be close, and it'll be close depending on seedings. But then in the wild card, in the National League, you've got Arizona, Chicago, Miami, and Cincinnati. Cincinnati's 1.5 back.
I'm gonna hope your Marlins take the last spot.
Let's go, baby. Thank you, bro. Let's go.
Because I can't root for my Padres because my Padres suck.
Yeah, they blew it, man. They blew it. They blew it all year. They have so much talent on paper.
Yeah, man.
But again, everybody's like, I think the underrated aspect in sports in general and jobs and careers and all that, but it's particularly with sports, is all of these guys are humans, right? Like, how do humans interact with humans? Like, a lot of people have played team sports before, and you got talented players, and they just you don't gel with them, don't mesh with them.
Yeah,
So
I think the problem is people just expect too much because these guys are the best of the best. They expect them to always outperform, like just be the superstars that they are. But like you said, people got to understand. These guys will have good games, and these guys will have their bad games.
And not only that, but these are the best of the best amongst the best of the best. Like, it's not like the best person in your neighborhood or the best person in Florida or Louisiana. It's the best ever now, like the best currently doing it. And they're going up against also best players, so it's, we'll see. Baseball's a long season, but it's about 5 games left.
Yeah.
6 games left. So it's coming down to this.
Yep. Like I said, it starts next week, October 3rd, y'all, when the postseason begins.
I'm excited.
Talk a little bit more about it on Thursday night.
Hopefully the Marlins make it. If they don't make it, I'm not as excited.
Hey, we're hoping for it. But guys, hey, we're gonna wrap it up here tonight. Y'all, thank y'all so much. We appreciate it. David, thank you for coming out tonight, man.
Yeah, man, it's a pleasure.
He stayed later than usual. I greatly appreciate it. Great guy. Love him to death.
Yes, sir. I'll be back, man.
Yeah. But guys, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe to your boy if you haven't already. Peace. Here, can you hit the end button right there on the computer, David?
Oh, yeah, man. I can try to.
Damn, how long did we go for?
It's 11:30, so